Hello everyone, John with Fun to Be Free, coming to you live from the Magic Kingdom. Let's go! Welcome to the Walt Disney World Resort here in fabulous Orlando, Florida. Like I just said, John with Fun to Be Free. Hello explorers, we're here at the Magic Kingdom. We're actually here to check out the latest addition in news. Walt Disney World Resort has actually just announced that the virtual queue for Tiana's Bayou adventure will be ending. So we're here to check that out, of course, provide further details and information. Be sure to stay tuned and find out. Nice cast members waving. It's always a nice place to be here at the Magic Kingdom. I'm gonna flip the camera. We're headed into Town Square and eventually Main Street, USA. Smash that like button. Comment. Jump into the live chat below. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. And I hear the Dapper Dans just up ahead, singing their hearts away. We'll go check them out here in just a moment.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Main Street. Thank you so much. If you're just joining us, we're the Dapper Dans.
The finest barbershop quartet in a 2-block radius.
That's right. We're here to sing for you.
And you're here to listen to us.
So I hope we get done before you do.
All right, we're going to need your help now. Everybody come a little closer into the splash zone. Don't read into it. That's just a name. It doesn't mean anything. Come on over, Paul. You don't want to miss it. All right, Greg, don't forget. Get a little closer. All right, guys, ready? Oh, goodbye, my Coney Island baby. Farewell, my old true love, true love. I'm gonna go away and leave you. Never see you again.
Never gonna see you again.
I'm gonna sail on that ferry boat, never to return again. So goodbye, farewell, so long forever. Goodbye, my Coney Island. Goodbye, my Coney Island. Goodbye, my Coney Island. We all fall for some girl that dresses neat, some girl that's got big feet. We meet her on the street, then we'll join the army of merry boots to the altar.
Just like bleeding lambs to slaughter.
When it's over, oh boy, we get it good. Bachelor days we then recall. Rich man, poor man, big man, thief, doctor, lawyer, merchant, chief. We all are bound for. Take it. It's your solo.
Your shining moment.
Yeah! Woo! Guys, what's the first word? Bum.
Very close.
Right. Got it. Bum, bum, bum.
Goodbye, my
Thanks so much, everyone else who listened. Thank you!
I'm gonna go away and leave you. Never see you again.
We're gonna go head down Main Street, USA. I should say head north up Main Street, USA. Just wanted to take a brief look at the Dapper Dans. They're so amazing. But now I believe it's time for the breaking news. right, so as always, one of my favorite blogs to frequent, blogmickey.com. Website credit, of course, goes to Blog Mickey, an excellent resource for breaking news here at the Walt Disney World Resort. And this, of course, came to us February 18th, or yesterday, so we actually have some breaking news. Disney World announces end of virtual queues at Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Let's scroll down and continue with this news article. Walt Disney World will soon end the virtual queue systems at Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind in Epcot, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Magic Kingdom, starting February 25th. So there we go. We have some excellent news, but we'll talk about that in a moment. I just wanted to focus on February 25th. That's just right around the corner here. And of course, we were talking about crowd updates at the Magic Kingdom and the Walt Disney World Resorts in previous videos. And where I'm going with this is the increased attendance, of course, was from February 14th through February 23rd. And I believe the 24th of February is a Monday. As I previously stated, my opinion is Mondays are among the most crowded days of the week here. So I imagine they didn't want to put it on another crowded day that, bookends off the 23rd of the Sunday. Instead, they elected to go with the 25th, which I believe is a Tuesday, with slightly less attendance probably here at the Walt Disney World Resort. But let's continue with the article. Walt Disney World will end the virtual queue systems and open a traditional standby line at both attractions. So that goes, of course, for Guardians and Tiana. For Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, 1,005 days will have elapsed since the attraction opened with a virtual queue and when standby will be introduced. For Tiana's Bayou Adventure, it will have been 242 days since the virtual queue was introduced. And there's just a photo of Guardians. Let's continue. Virtual queues end February 25th at Cosmic Rewind and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. The end of the virtual queue at each attraction will have a significant impact on how you plan going forward. With the end of the 6:30 a.m. wake-up calls to try for a virtual queue, guests will be able to work each of the attractions into the day at the parks as they see fit. So excellent news for all the guests here attending the Walt Disney World Resort. I was just checking my cameras there because I wasn't focused on the screen for quite a while. The standby queue will give guests more options moving forward, and it will allow for more flexibility within your day. Speaking of options, there will be no charge to the optional skip the line offerings for each attraction. Tiana's Bayou Adventure will remain part of the Lightning Lane multi-pass offering, and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind will remain a Lightning Lane single pass attraction. There are no other operational changes at this time beyond dropping the virtual queue and introducing a traditional standby queue. There's Guardians again. Blog Mickey goes on to say, the end of virtual queues at each attraction is significant, but perhaps for different reasons. Starting with Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, the attraction has been a smash hit since it debuted back in May 2022 at Epcot. Initially, the virtual queue was somewhat of a no-brainer given just how popular the ride is and was. Back in June 2023, let's get a little congested here. It's the pinch point of the Magic Kingdom, as I always talk about. So in June 2023, we noticed that Disney had installed an extended queue for Cosmic Rewind. A few days later, Disney installed umbrellas to cover the newly created extended queue, presumably for the hot summer ahead. At the time, it seemed like the switch to a standby queue was imminent. While our speculation then proved to be premature, the switchover is finally happening, and we think that the dynamics of visiting Epcot will change significantly moving forward. There's Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which we'll probably see in just a few moments here. over at Magic Kingdom, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, we're here now, near Tiana. Tiana's Bayou Adventure implemented a virtual queue for similar reasons, but kept the virtual queue longer than anticipated for seemingly different reasons. Initially, there was high demand to ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure at Magic Kingdom, and it still remains a popular choice today. However, Walt Disney World had previously announced the virtual queue would only be in place for a limited time during the attraction's initial opening days. Of course, Disney faced reliability concerns with the attraction and kept the virtual queue in place longer than they initially planned. So real quick, I want to focus on this. Just before we went live, I did notice, of course, you see the guest over there. Wow, look at that. She must be a entertainment parade performer. At any rate, very, very well done. At any rate, I wanted to mention that Blog Mickey was talking about reliability issues with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and right before I went live, the attraction was experiencing technical difficulties. I'm not sure if the ride has reopened yet, but last I checked, it was still closed, but we're headed in that direction to get an update. I actually went over there to get some video footage and photos for our social media, in other words, on TikTok and Instagram. But back to the article. Now with demand moderated and some time for Disney to address the reliability concerns, they seemingly feel comfortable opening up a traditional standby queue. Disneyland opened its standby queue shortly after opening its own version of Tiana's Bayou Adventure last year. Walt Disney World has offered standby for Tiana's Bayou Adventure during special events, but the swap over to offer standby during daily operations is significant for the attraction and Magic Kingdom as a whole. The removal of the virtual queue for Cosmic Rewind and Tiana's Bayou Adventure follows the removal of the virtual queue systems from Tron Light Cycle Run last September. Moving forward, we expect the virtual queue system will remain crucial for Walt Disney World when opening new attractions with high guest demand. It's a safe bet that any major attraction opening in the future will implement a virtual queue for at least the initial opening period. We also expect to see virtual queues utilized for special offerings, such as limited time character meet and greets and shopping events. Oh, and I checked the screen and our news went off. We'll put it back. Here we go. Not sure what happened there. I apologize for that. Let me try to find our place where we were. I think we finished the article. And it says, of course, as always, keep checking back with us here at blogmickey.com as we continue to bring you the latest news, photos, and info from around the Disney parks. But what I also want to check is the weather. Give me one moment here. Let me try to pop up the weather here. I did check before we went live and it said it was going to rain this evening. But let's double check again. All right, so we're looking at the weather here at gorgeous Walt Disney World. At the moment, it's 80 degrees and cloudy, and it's showing that thunderstorms are expected around 5 o'clock p.m. this afternoon. Wind gusts are up to beautiful Walt Disney World Railroad train whistle. The wind gusts are up to 20 miles an hour, and it looks like at 5 o'clock there's a high probability of rain. So we'll closely monitor that situation as it unfolds. But in the meantime, let me flip the camera here so we could look at Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'm pretty certain I did hear a log come down and somebody scream. But let's push in closer. Oh, I do hear log cycling and screaming, so it must be open. While you enjoy the nice view of the big drop, what I'm actually doing is disabling the wireless feature on my bat phone. And I'll be right with you in just a moment here. And I'm putting the bat phone back in my pocket. And not all logs have been loaded yet, so they must be freshly opened or reopened this afternoon from the downtime. As we're talking about Tiana's Bayou Adventure, it sure would be nice to take a ride on this attraction, but I'm gonna slowly back up here and check the chat. I've been neglecting the chat. Let me see here. Oh, we have Julie back. Julie says, hi, how are you? I'm great, Julie. I'm here at the most magical place on earth. We're actually in Frontierland now. Oh, hello there. I'm back. So I briefly wanted to mention, this morning at 7 o'clock a.m., it was a minor inconvenience, but what I actually had to do, of course, is get on the My Disney Experience app on my smartphone and then jump through hoops, of course, and join the virtual queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. As it turned out, I'm a little better at this game than I thought I was, because I actually received boarding group 18. And they actually called my group earlier this morning. And as it turns out, I have heard speculation that they're getting a little more strict here at Tiana's Bayou Adventure. There's a set of steps I'm looking down. I don't want to fall or trip down these steps. Just mind me for just one moment. But with the attraction closing, I'm not sure if they're going to relax their standards on the re-entry period here with the virtual queue. But where I'm going with this story is simple. It's just an inconvenience, especially if you travel across the world or the country. You get on an aircraft, you take a long drive, and you come down here to Central Florida and you want to come experience all the sights and sounds of the Walt Disney World Resort. And then, of course, you have to wake up early to get your virtual queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure and, of course, Cosmic Rewind, the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I'm actually walking under a covered bridge. Above us is the Walt Disney World Railroad Station in Frontierland. The cast member is spieling. I'm not sure what's going on. I haven't heard it. I'm trying to pay attention to the pathway and talk to all my favorite chat viewers right now. But this area does have people in it, and there is an extended amount of people that are waiting just around the corner. I'll show you here in a moment in the virtual queue. But at any rate, back to the minor inconvenience. So that's just one of the factors that I wanted to discuss today. And of course, the announcement by Walt Disney World Resort will alleviate where you actually have to get up early. And, your travel plans could change now. You don't have to get up early. You could come at your leisure and just join the standby queue. But right now, I'm attempting to turn around, so I'm going to flip the camera. Reverse our direction. And here's a quick look at all the guests in the virtual queue waiting for this world-class attraction, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Let me check the chat. Overhead, you could actually see the Walt Disney World Railroad loading and unloading some guests. Robert Sprite's back in the chat. Hi, Rob. Awesome ride. It sure is. Walt Disney Imagineers sure have outdone themselves. I'm a little partial to Splash Mountains myself, but Tiana's Bayou Adventure, we could discuss all the show effects later. Let me get back to the chat. Robert Sprite also says, Rob, how's the weather out there? Well, it's about 80 degrees right now. Looks like it may rain this afternoon, somewhere around 5 o'clock p.m. So we'll closely monitor that. And Robert Sprite also says, Rob, how are you going on Tiana's? I actually have a virtual queue that I secured at 7 o'clock a.m. this morning. That is a minor inconvenience, of course. And that's the point I just made, that that's one of the things that if you're a guest here at the resort, it could alleviate for you and your entire family, making it a little easier. So at this point, maybe we should attempt to load or board or go in the queue, but it sure looks like the cast at this point did a spiel, but it may appear at this very moment they are letting guests into the lightning lane touch points, but I'm not sure about the virtual queue touch points. I could look, or we could push in, go up here, just take a quick look, see what's actually going on. I do see a rope now. It's a little hard to see, but if you look just past the guest at waist level, you can see the rope strung across in front of the actual touch points there. So we're gonna back up. I'm not quite certain when they're gonna allow new guests to scan in, but they're probably allowing, here's just my guess. Okay, let me back up and I'll tell you what I think is going on.
Okay, so like. Okay, thanks.
Okay, as we check out. So I was listening to the cast member. Standard spiel, closed at the moment, and then just wait for your group to be recalled. But like I said before, I think I'm a little special case because I grabbed virtual queue boarding group number 18. I'm a quick draw. I guess I'm an expert or professional at this. I've done it a few times. And that seems to me, you know, I got it among the first per period groups. In other words, per period, they let in so many people per group, per boarding group. But let me just do this. While we're here, let's go into the Critter Co-op. We'll check out all of the merchandise, of course, offered here. As you unload or get off this world-class attraction, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, you can actually visit the Critter Co-op here. Let me take a look at the sign. It's very cute. And before we enter the store, we could just come over here and look at a quick window display. It may be a little hard to view with the glare, so I'm trying to swing around so you could see it depending on where the light's hitting it. Bayou Community Band, House Rules, and we could actually enter the merchandise location here by going through these double doors that are open and welcoming us to come into the store. And directly overhead, there's Tiana herself, right above this fireplace. Oh, you're fine, no worries. And we'll go in for a closer look over in this direction, and they offer a bunch of plushes from characters featured on Tiana's as well. A junior explorer may also choose to purchase the items here. There's actually a Tiana's costume and a Tiana plush doll as well. There's also backpacks and dresses. And here's a neat where you could purchase these little items here. I could just show you real quick. It's $31.99. This little animated diorama display is quite cool. I really like it. But here's a quick example of the actual merchandise item that is lit up here. Little firefly. And here's one that is from more of a front angle. But they have plenty to choose from. Here's some additional apparel items for the junior explorers as well, with a Tiana cooking set. And as we pan over to the left-hand side, there are more apparel items like these hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, magic bands, mini ear headbands, and of course Loungefly backpacks featuring this neat attraction. And then the merchandise just keeps continuing. We'll just take a quick look over here at more of the jewelry or fashion section. And of course some picture frames, ornaments, towels, pins, even refreshments such as cold water and Coca-Cola beverages in bottles. Lots of light up. You see some of these are actually lighting up. You could even purchase a Lewis sweatshirt. Pretty festive. Okay, we're gonna go over in this direction. There's additional plushes. There's a wide array of plushes that are offered here. Of course, like I said, these are animatronic figures featured in this attraction. Of course, in the finale section. I'm sure hoping that the technical operation issues have been worked out so we could actually ride this attraction today, and then we could talk about all the show effects inside and additional items themed to Tiana's foods with the apron. And of course, let me go down here just to show you a recipe binder, and of course mug as well, and get a closer look. And this was one of the surprises when they announced before, of course, Tiana actually opened. But you could purchase gumbo base. Quite interesting. And the reason why I bring that up, if anybody's ever been to Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California at the berry market, they, of course, sell their jams. And so it's very reminiscent to me of Knott's Berry Farm, where they were selling actual food products themed to the farm, if you will, or in this case with Tiana, of course, themed to the storyline of this attraction. And then as we carefully or slowly turn around to this merchandise location here, there's also, I'm gonna pick one up because I think it's safe to pick this up, hot sauce. It's Mama Odie's hot sauce, roasted pepper. I actually haven't tried it, but if anybody's tried this in the chat, please let me know, because I am actually very curious to purchase this and see what it's all about. I'll put it back gently in its place. But at this point, I believe we've seen a lot of the store and seen, oh, there's actually a pin trading. Oh, hello there. A pin trader location right over here. It's a little hard to see, but it's actually on the register wrap there. We're gonna go back outside and just take a quick look at what the status is and see if we can see anything. It does appear like the mob of people has relaxed down there. Let me walk down the steps and down this ramp here, and you can get a look. There are people that are exiting from the Walt Disney World Railroad station. And just in front of us here are strollers. So lots of strollers. So let's go see what we could find out. They offer, of course, rider switch at this attraction as well. And I'm gonna attempt to gain access to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'm gonna pull out the Bat Phone, B-A-T as I call it, Bat Phone. And we're gonna head over to the virtual queue. It looks like they are accepting groups 60 through 63 at the moment. Probably a little hard for the chat viewers to see that, but I'm pulling out my trusty Bat Phone and I'm attempting to gain access here at Tiana's Bayou Adventure by using the touch point and putting my phone to it. So there are these Mickey-shaped, well, hello there. There are these Mickey-shaped touch points that I'm going to tap my phone to and see what happens. Oh, we got blue. Got blue. Oh, we got a girl. Oh, thank you so much. Have a great day. Let the camera adjust because I'm sure you're getting a screen full of white going from black to the sun. But we're now in the queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'm not quite sure how long we have to experience in the virtual queue attraction entrance line, but it is 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern time here. And this, of course, shows the main entrance. Attention, 50-foot plunge ahead. You may get wet. So we're gonna slowly turn around the stanchion here. And in this exterior courtyard, there is festive music going on that you could probably hear. But as we were walking slowly here, let me check the chat. Spittlefool, is that how you pronounce it? I'm looking, it's a little hard for me to see it on the sun. SP Little Fool. Howdy, folks. Beautiful here. from the Country Bear Musical Jamboree. So I'm not sure if this particular chat person is a cast member or just a guest here enjoying the Bear Band or the Country Bear Musical Jamboree. Either way, welcome to the channel. Glad to see you. And they also go on to say, I see Tiana has a queue. Oh, it sure does. Like I said before, I just don't know exactly how long it is, but we'll survey the crowd here. Oh, you guys all together? Go ahead. Go ahead. But this attraction does have a relatively good ride capacity. Of course, I say relatively good, but we'll see how long it takes. If I forget to check the time when we get off this attraction, just let me know. Jump into the chat. Anybody know how long the queue is going to be from this point? Any experience? As it turns out, the last time I rode this attraction, there was 0 wait using the virtual queue here at the Magic Kingdom on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Oh, SP Little Fool. No, I am a fan of the Country Bear Musical Jamboree from UK. Well, welcome. That's very cool. We just had another chap member from the United Kingdom as well joined us yesterday. A nice chap. Where are you from in the UK? SP Little Fool, FUL. I hope I'm pronouncing your screen name correctly. It's very hard to see outdoors here in the central Florida sun. But going back to the Country Bear Musical Jamboree, definitely that's one of my favorite attractions as well. I could go on and on. So let me just share, some of my childhood experiences. Like I said, I was actually from Southern California, and I lived in Orange County, California. Anaheim, California is actually inside or located in Orange County, California. That's where, of course, Disneyland is, or the Disneyland Resort. And at the Disneyland Resort, they did have a Country Bear Jamboree, which I affectionately call the Bear Band, along with my fellow cast members when I previously worked there. The Bear Band, of course, was the Country Bear Vacation Hoedown for many years. And then, of course, in 2001 at Disneyland, they actually removed the Country Bear Jamboree for the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh at Disneyland. And then, of course, one of my favorite shows, or I should say variations or different versions of the Country Bear Musical Jamboree or Country Bear Jamboree, is the original show that played here from 1971, I believe, until 1986, when they actually brought in the Country Bear Hoedown. And as a result, the guest response wanted to see the original show return from opening day here. So they got the original show back, and then as you recall, I think it was somewhere around 2011, they actually took the original show and cut it up. In other words, they cut it for time because, as I previously mentioned, the Magic Kingdom needs capacity. So it's not super crowded here today, but it's moderate or comfortable. But on a good holiday or a good high attendance day, like your spring breaks or your, say, 4th of July, your Thanksgiving, Christmas, all those dates, it tends to be a little crowded here, and they need more attractions with higher ride capacity, more restrooms, more restaurants, more merchandise locations, more pathway, more midway, more lands to traverse here. And we could always talk about the expansion that the Imagineers and the Walt Disney World Resort has announced recently for the Frontierland by pushing in the river and bringing the new Cars Land attraction. But going back to the Country Bear Jamboree, of course, I believe it's 2011, they cut the show for time. In other words, they cut certain segments of the show, they repaced it, rearranged it, and they made the duration of the attraction actually shorter so more guests can enjoy the attraction. And in other words, they increased the capacity per hour in the attraction simply because that is a major popular point where there's multiple pathways that merge, like from the breezeway from Adventureland, a couple of directions from Frontierland, up and down the parade route. And of course, some days on a summer, hot Florida day, it would be just steaming, humid, and hot, and people are looking to escape the heat by simply going into the Country Bear Jamboree, and then they discover Zeke and Zed and Ted and Fred and a bear named Tennessee, a Zika tapping on, or So I'll spare you. I'm not a singer. But anyway, I get pretty excited about the bear band. I love little Oscar. And I want Oscar to tell me a story. And then he could, take his little teddy bear and go boop, boop. But let me check the chat real quick as I continue. And SP Littleful, FUL, usually you will find Lewis doing some freeze tag or Tiana doing the same. Yeah, I do believe there are some characters that are milling about the land. I just haven't seen any today. If anybody has more information or a times guide, please let me know in the chat. Of course, I could attempt to look it up, but it seems like every time I try to look something up, it's always womp womp, not listed, or they're having technical difficulties. And then SP Little FUL says, I am near London, but you could call me Beulah as an easy name. Okay, Beulah. It's kind of like Main Street USA. The audio, the background audio, beautiful Beulah as an easy name. Or the Country Bear Jamboree, the bear band, Beulah. SP Littleful, FUL. In 2012, they shortened it to 20 minutes. Okay, so yeah, I'm not positive if it was 2011 or 2012. SP Little FUL says 2012, and he's probably correct. And as we're here, we can take another quick look at the children's garden, and up ahead, of course, the entrance to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Let me grab my bat phone and see if we can look and find if there's any other news. Let me take it out of my pocket, set up the wireless feature.
Next up by these talented folks is It Ain't My Fault, which is what I'll be saying if I have to get up and start dancing again.
Yeah, went upside down.
We're experiencing a little technical difficulty here. The phone is just about to connect to the Wi-Fi network, and we should have a signal here in just a moment, and I think we got it. Oh, there's the Walt Disney World Railroad coming into the Frontierland station. But here we go. Here's some news. This, of course, from wdwmagic.com. Elsa Topiary from Frozen gets a new look at Epcot Flower and Garden Festival 2025. Here's some photos that I'm sure we'll see posted in the article below, but let's just go on to read it. The Elsa Topiary at the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival has a new look this year. Located at the entrance to the Norway Pavilion, Elsa now features her signature blue cape, adding an extra layer of detail to the floral sculpture. And there's Elsa now, donning her new blue cape on the topiary. There's an additional photo. As the festival's March 5th opening approaches, more topiaries are themed, and themed gardens will be installed throughout Epcot. Stay tuned for more updates as preparations for the 2025 Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival continue. Let's see if we have, there's another photo from another angle. So we'll have to get over to Epcot and check that out. And if I remember correctly, the Festival of the Arts, or should I say the Epcot International Festival of the Arts 2025. It ends on February 24th, if I remember correctly. Anybody in the chat know more? And SP Little FUL says, or Beulah says, ouch, my ears to that train. Yeah, it can be quite loud. But I'm actually shocked and surprised how loud the train is in comparison to the background audio here in the courtyard for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But let's double check WDW Magic for an additional article for some upcoming breaking news here. While we're here, we could just click on this. Former NBA experience at Disney Springs could be home to a new interactive Level 99 gaming attraction. A new business filing suggests that Level 99, an immersive challenge-based entertainment venue, could be making its way to Disney Springs at Walt Disney World. So we could go on to check, but let's see if there's something a little more exciting. As always, I only have two hands, so I'm attempting to hold two devices while navigating the screen. It gets a little difficult. Oh, here we go. I heard this show is very popular. I actually have not taken in the full show myself. I've walked by it and saw it. But let's go down and see what they have to say at WDW Magic. Or I should read the actual Epcot's Forces of Nature show extended into summer 2025. Well, that's good news. The acrobatic show Forces of Nature, which debuted in April 2024 at Epcot's World Celebration Gardens, will continue its run through June 2025, according to an update from Anti-Gravity. Is that like Anti-Gravity Galactic's goodies here at the Magic Kingdom over in Tomorrowland, where you could get some of your favorite ice cream as you enjoy Rocket Tower Plaza? The third-party company that produces the show? Probably not. Previously, performances were set to end in March 2025. There's just a quick view of the actual show there. We could watch the video below to see highlights, or we could just continue looking at the photos. We'll just elect to look at the photos. We'll probably get over to Epcot, check out the show in a future video. But here's some additional photos. And it says, blending aerial stunts, acrobatics, and dynamic choreography, Forces of Nature has been a popular addition to Epcot's entertainment lineup since its April 2024 debut. There's some additional photos. And here's the show times for anybody that is curious. There are currently 6 shows per day. Here are the show times listed here. And there's a photo of the entertainment cast.
Thank you for joining us.
And that's all we have on that. Okay. We're about to enter the main entrance here for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But at this point, maybe we should continue with the news. As I point out, I guess, certain items in the queue. And we'll get a photo or a shot of this sign here. Attention, 50-foot plunge ahead. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is a turbulent flume adventure with high speeds, heights, and sudden drops and stops. Boarding instructions, pull down lap bar, stow items, remain seated. You may get wet. You may exit here. We're going to elect to continue with our queue experience because this new taking it down to the Bayou. I'll spare you my singing, but you can hear it in the background. It puts me in a good mood. And here's the article here regarding the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District Board changes. That's boring. Probably nobody really wants to hear that right now. And then Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind added to Epcot early entry. Here we can check that out since we were just talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Disney has announced that Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind will be added to the early entry lineup at Epcot beginning February 25th, 2025. The change comes as a hugely popular roller coaster transitions from a virtual queue to a standby line on the same day. Early entry, available to guests staying at Disney Resort hotels and select partner resorts, allows entry into the park for 30 minutes before the official opening time. With Cosmic Rewind now included, early entry guests will have the chance to experience the ride with a shorter wait before regular park guests arrive. Cosmic Rewind is already a part of Epcot's extended evening hours for deluxe resort guests. The attraction will continue offering Lightning Lane access through the Lightning Lane Single Pass or Lightning Lane Premier Pass, allowing guests to purchase expedited entry. With this update on February 25th, Epcot's early entry lineup now includes these attractions here, of course, Guardians, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Frozen Ever After, Test Track, subject to ongoing refurbishment schedule because as you all know, we're getting the new Test Track and it's nowhere near complete, Soaring Around the World, Mission Space, Spaceship Earth, and The Seas with Nemo and Friends. The addition of Cosmic Rewind is expected to shift morning crowd patterns at Epcot as it becomes one of the top priorities for early entry guests. Stay tuned for further updates. There's also early entry participating hotels. Before I start jabbering on, we could just read the article and I'll probably tell you what I was about to tell you anyways, but they're going to say it more eloquently in the article. Early theme park entry is a benefit for registered guests staying at Disney Resort hotels and select other hotels, which include Disney Resort hotels. Of course, Bay Lake Tower. Oh, it jumped. There's a bunch of course, the Disney Resort hotels. Maybe I'll spare you all that list. But other select hotels that many people in the chat may not be aware of, these are not Disney hotels that we're about to cover here. Other select hotels include Walt Disney World Dolphin Hotel, Walt Disney World Swan Hotel, Walt Disney World Swan Reserve, B Resort and Spa Lake Buena Vista, Doubletree, Suites by Hilton Orlando, Drury Plaza Hotel Orlando Lake Buena Vista, Four Seasons Resort Orlando, Hilton Orlando Buena Vista Palace, Hilton Orlando Lake Buena Vista, Holiday Inn Orlando, Shades of Green at Walt Disney World Resort, Signia by Hilton Orlando Bonnet Creek, the Waldorf Astoria Orlando, the Wyndham Garden Lake Buena Vista, Wyndham Lake Buena Vista. So that's a mouthful of resorts, but like I mentioned before, these particular resorts are not Disney owned and operated. They're considered to be, of course, partner hotels. But all these partner hotels do an excellent job, and I have made videos prior talking about these, especially in the Disney Springs Resort area. I encourage you to check that out. But let's continue with the news and see what else we have to find or anything that's breaking here at the Walt Disney World Resort. And here we just covered this over from Blog Mickey, but here we are on WDW Magic. Shout out to www.magic.com, where you can click on this and just cruise this article, but we already covered it. Here we go. Disney Inn's virtual queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure Magic Kingdom. So they go on to say essentially the same thing that Blog Mickey did, and that was a brief article. But as you're aware, we're currently in the queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and I'm actually getting a little excited. But as we look up into the sky here in the Central Florida sky, there is overcast, and it does look like there might be rain approaching later this afternoon. I'm looking at the time. It's about 10 minutes to 3 o'clock here in Florida, or it's Central Florida. But let me go back to the main screen here on www.magic.com. And I'm going to pause here. This cast member is going to let a group just cross the pathway here. I'm going to click on this particular article here. Phineas and Ferb make a comeback for the 2025 Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. There's a photo now. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And preparations for the 2025 Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival continue. And a fan favorite duo has been made a long-awaited return. Now we're going to go up some steps, so I'm actually looking at the ground for my safety. And of course, I don't want to trip or fall. It's quite embarrassing to trip live on YouTube. And so I'm just pointing the camera over in this direction here where we could actually see some of the guests traversing the steps where they're actually utilizing the Lightning Lane. And as I previously mentioned before, we're here in the virtual queue off to the right-hand side. So let's continue with the article. For the first time since 2017, Phineas and Ferb topiaries are back on display, bringing a touch of animated fun to the festival's lineup of floral sculptures. Phineas and Ferb is a popular animated television series that aired on Disney Channel from 2007 to 2015. The show follows two inventive stepbrothers, Phineas Flynn and Ferb Fletcher, as they create elaborate projects and inventions during their summer vacation, often to the dismay of their sister Candace. Their pet platypus, Perry, secretly leads a double life as a spy battling the evil Dr. Doofenshmirtz. The location and details. The Phineas and Ferb topiaries are now in place in World Showcase at Epcot, adding to the growing list of characters appearing in plant form for this year's festival. You can find Phineas and Ferb in World Celebration near Communicorp Plaza on the walkway to World Showcase. We'll have to check them out next time we get over to Epcot there as well. Let's go back. See, is there any other articles that we need? Oh, this one is up my alley. Okay. Walt Disney Imagineering adds more trailers at the STOL port for Magic Kingdom expansion. Of course, the Stoll port, of course, was the original landing strip here in Walt Disney World property, but they may mention it in the article. Let's just see what they have to say. Walt Disney Imagineering has filed a notice of a commencement this week for temporary construction trailers for site and facility improvement at the former Stollport site near Magic Kingdom. The permit lists an expiration date of March 31st, 2027. And there's just a quick picture of the trailers, and I'm sure they're going to explain. Here we go. Exactly. The Stollport once was an airstrip for short takeoff and landing aircraft. Remember we were talking about acronyms? And I'm going to turn the camera here to look at Tiana's kitchen with that vintage oven and stove. Of course, the wash basin as well. But back to the article here. The acronym STOL, of course, stands for, obviously, everybody knows this, short takeoff and landing. And then let's continue with the article, but I'll start over at this point. The Stollport, once an airstrip for short takeoff and landing aircraft, has long served as a staging area for Imagineering's major Walt Disney World projects. The site has been expanded over the years, including during the development of New Fantasyland and Tron Light Cycle Run. The latest expansion is in preparation for the two large-scale additions coming to Magic Kingdom, Cars Land, and Villains Land, which were announced as part of Disney's future expansion plans. We're just going to pause here for just a moment while the cast helps the guests in front of us. And we'll continue with the article, which probably not much more.
How many?
Oh, just me. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
How many?
All right. I think we're cooking with gas, themed to, Tiana's kitchen there. There's a blast of cold air coming at me. Just pow. Feels great. We're actually walking down an elevation down towards the load area into Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which of course was the old Splash Mountains load area as well. This queue may look familiar to a lot of people in the chat since they have experienced Tiana's Bayou Adventure or been on previously Splash Mountain. But let's finish the article real quick. The Stollport expansion is part of the broader increase in Imagineering's on-site presence at Walt Disney World. In addition to these new trailers, Disney has recently repurposed the former Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser facility as project office space for the development of a Monsters, Inc. land at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So we were talking about that in yesterday's video in regards to Monsters, Inc. land replacing, of course, Muppet Vision 3D. And, of course, Grand Avenue at Hollywood Studios. Over to our left-hand side, there's a display of TNT storage. If you look through the grates there, you can see it. And we're continuing to head down the queue here. There's not too much left in this article, but I'm going to look overhead. Here is the safety first video that you could enjoy while I look to see. At Disney's Animal Kingdom, Imagineering also has added new trailer space to support the Tropical America's expansion, which will replace Dinoland USA. And we'll have to get back to Dinoland USA and check out the ongoing construction there as well. But at this point, let's go back to experience the full glitz and glamour of Tiana's Bayou Adventure queue. And over to our right-hand side is some stained glass. It's a little opaque and it's probably a little difficult to see, but the load area is right below where the various guests are loading in their logs. But we'll get there in just a few moments. In the meantime, give me just a second, and I'm actually attempting to turn off the wireless feature on my bat phone, and I will be right with you. Just give me one moment here.
¿Cómo están, amigos? Por su seguridad, permanezcan sentados con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo y cuiden las Venga la diversión.
You're watching live streaming coverage from the Magic Kingdom, the most magical place on earth. And SP little FUL or Beulah says, bear noises. Well, I guess we could bear around the corner here. Bear my rear end. We're coming up on the load area, like I was previously mentioned on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'm actually getting quite excited here. I actually feel more air conditioning as you get closer to the station. You probably heard a large blast of air just blast past the microphone there.
Please keep your hands on speed and legs inside the vehicle. Main seat is supervised and jumping. Let the kids stop and roll.
¿Cómo están, amigos? Por su seguridad, permanezcan sentados con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas.
The camera's moving around a lot. Just give me a moment. Bear with me. Okay, we're back. And here we could actually look at the safety first video here. Thank you for looking out for each other. Oh, we're gonna lose it because the ride capacity here is a little high, so it's just eating all the guests coming down the ramp into the load area.
I don't know, it's a maybe. I have to see it.
Yeah, it's a yes.
No, I don't know. When my schedule comes on.
You could actually see the guests up ahead. They are prepared with their ponchos. These particular people are very well prepared. I don't know if they've experienced this attraction before or they just have a phobia of water. Let me know in the chat if you prefer to ride with a poncho on this attraction. My personal preference is no poncho, simply because the humidity here in Florida seems to drastically increase the moment you put a giant piece of plastic over your entire body. And as we pan away from the queue and everybody's going, oh, why are you going that way? I just want to mention there is an emergency exit here just to see what it looks like. Pretty boring, but there's also a set of steps that I could pan down. The cast member up there was calling for a party of one, but of course I'm a little far back. I'm actually navigating down a set of steps right now. The chicken exit is actually up here. It's probably a little hard to see with the sun glaring in, but it says last chance to exit. There's a cast member ahead calling for one, and I'm raising my hand. Oh, there's a one in front of me. I'm the lonely guy holding this crazy contraption of a camera. But looking into the load area now, you can see the cranes that load all the goods for the load or the storage dock. Of course, there's a storyline behind Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And if you look carefully underneath or near each of those particular cranes, I have one. Oh, one! Hey, it's my lucky day. Okay, we're going all the way down.
Hey, sir, right over here.
Hey, thank you, sir. Have a great day. Okay, so I'll pan down at the ground. You can see the brass marker here indicating row number 8, or back of the log. I just wanted to point out how beautiful is this little detailed inset in the concrete paving. Of course, stamped concrete in nature, replicating planks or boards here in the load area. And these guests are actually loading into the log now. In a moment, these load gates will close for our safety to prevent us from falling in. The flume, of course. And SPL little FUL or Beulah says, oh dear, big AI seemed to have catch a cold and we were helping him to feel better. It might be Big Al AI, it might be AL, Big Al. But we're going to attempt to get these logs dispatching here, going towards A lift on their adventure. And as we come back in frame, there's another log advancing to the lift as well. Look down here at the conveyor is a rare sight to see here at Tiana's Bayou Adventure. There is a log, in this case it's number 22. This particular log, I believe, was stopped by this cast member here due to a safety concern with a station stop. Hit a Allen Bradley button, red in color, light, of course, lit up, and this log advanced to unload position or load, and in this case we're actually going to get in it here. I'm going to carefully step into the log, go to the opposite side, and in this case, oh, I get my own log. No, too late, too soon. And SP little FUL or Beulah says correct. Big Al, what a great character. Classic, of course. Blood on the saddle. Oh, here we go. We're advanced and dispatched towards the A-lift. I'll pipe down so you can enjoy this neat attraction.
For our party tonight, Louis, they're on their way.
Any bands out here? Come out, wherever you are.
All depends on you. So I work real hard each and every day. Nothing's so sure. Just do what I do.
Tiana was right. There are musicians out here and they are cooking.
I would love for y'all to take my party tonight.
Tiana, you were right. The Bayou's got just what we need.
Oh, SPL Little FUL or Beulah says Lewis is playing freeze tag. Yeah, freeze tag is right. The animatronic figure there coming off the drop one. Lewis.
They sure can play, but we've got to keep searching high and low.
Oh, can I go?
Yep, the last one is like we're searching high low. Time to think big.
Where did our friends go?
Beulah says Lewis too is also doing the same thing. Beulah also says Tiana wants to join in.
The bigger you are, the bigger the splash you'll make in the pond. You'll get there in no time. Yes.
All right. Big drop. Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Drop 4 run out, headed to finale approach.
Y'all ready for a long haul? My face is soft. That's
Beulah says, Mama Odie has a new talent, ventriloquism. Ha!
Tiana sure knows how to make a party special. Yes, fill it up with special people like you.
Lewis 3 doing the same thing Beulah says. It sure looked like it. Bump from behind. We're just waiting to return to base or to the unload station. Up ahead is log storage. There's a little gate here, of course, where if it moves, the logs can go into storage or maintenance. If we look up ahead, the guests are still loading in the log in front of us as we slowly creep on the conveyor, ready to advance back to the unload position. And Beulah says, Mama Odie audio is out of place. It sure was. The lip sync movement was not in sync. And we're back. Okay, don't mind the camera. I'm just carefully stepping out of the log onto the unload platform. We're now onto the unload platform. We're going to let all the various guests actually load onto the vehicle while we just take a quick look here and back up out of the way. There's an overall look of what a log looks like. Of course, there's 4 rows in the log, dual or side by side. Total of 8 passengers per log. And there's a nice sign here. It says exit this way. So we're going to turn the corner, head up the elevation, go through the exit. Slowly make a right-hand turn, jog over. Up ahead is the courtyard and the queue that we previously waited in before we went inside the barn. And, oh, excuse me, sir. And down here in this area is a kennel for service animals that can wait for their owners as they ride this world-class attraction here. We're going to continue out the exit. And at this point, you can see the various accessible devices with the guests that are actually experiencing this attraction here. Up ahead, of course, is the Disney Photo Pass photos. We could attempt to find ours, but we delayed, so it may have already passed. I could look for me, or you could try to find me. I'm looking. Oh, I think we found us. Look at this nerd sitting in the back with this camera. What a nerd. back up here, and we're gonna head towards the actual post-show shop here, where you could actually go up and talk to a nice cast member and link your, of course, My Disney Experience app to your photo if you choose to purchase it. Tiana's Bayou General Store is what we're entering now. And here's the kiosk that you speak with the cast members. Give an example, they could pop up your photo here on one of the PhotoPass screens, and then of course you can link it using the touch point here with the Mickey ears. And there's also an interactive experience here, the pin trading as well. And if we head over in our left-hand side, there are some additional theming items that we could briefly look at. Appears to be no merchandise at this point in this store anymore, but there's just all these shelves filled with themed merchandise, which is not available to purchase. But the items that are available to purchase are over here. All the plush dolls that we previously saw at the Critter Co-op, and also there are refreshments, Coca-Cola beverages that are chilled in this cooler here. Additional merchandise items, we did see all these, and then we could look at this merchandise location here. And on the opposite side, or just behind it, is a collectible pennies press machine in this location as well. We did see these fireflies earlier as well. Very cool, very neat, animated diorama display. We're going to turn and actually go out the exit. And just around the corner on the left-hand side are restrooms. What a great design when Walt Disney Imagineering debuted the Splash Mountains in 1992. There are restrooms directly as you unload out of the exit. What a great purpose. And we can take an updated look of the queue. It actually looks like it has shrunk in size slightly. My assumption is simply because the ride was experiencing technical difficulties before we actually went live. Therefore, all the eager guests wanted to experience this world-class attraction. And of course, as soon as the cast said it was clear to go, you know, all the dam gates broke. Oh, hello there. You're going to enjoy it. What a great attraction. Have you guys been on it before? Oh, okay. You'll love it. Have a great time. Awesome. Take care. Have a great day. So as I'm yelling in the mic and everybody's going, John, stop yelling at us. We could hear you fine. But they couldn't. They're off to the side. Here's a service animal over here with its owner. Just take a quick look. Oh, hello there. And we're headed back underneath the covered bridge. And I pointed this out in a previous video. But over in this location, which I actually didn't know about, well, I guess I wasn't paying attention, as you come in and enter the touch points, all your focus is just getting on this attraction. There is another press penny collectibles machine here, but we're going to continue up the elevated pathway, eventually up the set of steps back into Frontierland, and we're going to take a look at the sky overhead. Look at what the weather looks like. It almost looks like it's going to rain soon, but I don't think it is. But it might just sprinkle on us for a bit. Here's that set of steps, and we're walking past the Critter Co-op. Oh, and while we're here, I said, everybody in the chat, remind me when I get off the attraction, see what time it is, see how long it took us. Let me grab the time here. It is 3:20 Eastern, so I believe it took us 50 minutes, so nearly an hour to experience from the time we went through the touch points and, of course, out the exit as well. And then while we're pointing in this direction here, there is the sign, a marquee sign for Tiana's Bayou Adventure pointing to the left, and there's a Frontierland Railroad station pointing to the right-hand side. If you choose to go up those steps, it'll of course take you to the Frontierland Railroad station entrance. There's also an accessible ramp here just on the other side of that pony wall. When I say pony wall, not an actual horse or pony, but, you know, wall. Okay, there's some strollers here for the stroller parking. Looks average, normal to me. Like I said before, it's moderately attended today. I actually had a great, wonderful, amazing experience going through the Transportation and Ticket Center. As you can probably imagine, if you've ever parked here at the Magic Kingdom, it can be, quite challenging to park your vehicle and actually choose a method of transportation to get you across Seven Seas Lagoon. As you're aware, there are 3 methods. 2 of them are essentially identical with different beamways. One, of course, is the Express Monorail. And then the second one, Resort Monorail, so 2 monorails. if you could count it as one, I count it as two. But also the ferry boat, you know, the Fowler, Irvine, or the Potter. I chose to take the ferry boat today. It was a gorgeous view on Seven Seas Lagoon. Very light crowds. I essentially had the entire ferry boat to myself. But as we're here again, we're checking out the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad track reinstallment. And it looks like they're actually working today because, you know, it's a weekday. But if you look overhead, there's a large construction crane here with the cable going probably down to the ground, picking a load, picking it up. But okay, we're going to turn around here. And we're going to actually head back towards the parade route. As it turns out, we actually missed the Disney Festival of Fantasy Parade today. Here, let me flip the camera so I could see you, everybody in the chat.
Ada 3 minutes stuck.
Is this gonna land?
Let me do it on picture in picture. How about that? We'll do picture in picture. Okay. So, as we previously discussed, the reason why we're here this afternoon at the Magic Kingdom is because the Walt Disney World Resort recently announced the ending of the virtual queue here at the Magic Kingdom for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and of course, over at Epcot for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And I just wanted to mention that the virtual queue has its, you know, positive moments. Of course, if you know what you're doing, in other words, if you're experienced or, you know, you're a cast member, you're an annual pass holder, or you frequent the Walt Disney World Resort here often, you essentially have some experience in grabbing that virtual queue. But based on my personal experience, coming here over the years since they've implemented the virtual queue system, what I've heard with my own ears in the lands from the guests themselves, just, you know, walking by down the parade route, down pathways, standing behind them in queues, listening to whatever they're saying or talking to them, engaging with them in conversations, say at food or beverage locations, the general consensus that I've actually come to in regards to the virtual queues for an average guest experience, based on my personal opinion, while experiencing the Walt Disney World Resort theme parks and attractions here, is that most guests that have come here either for the first time, possibly second, rarely maybe a third, they actually had a hard or difficult time, maybe you could call it challenging, to actually secure a reservation for the virtual queue system here. That's simply because they don't have the experience. And what I heard over and over and over again was that they didn't realize they had to get up early, get in the My Disney Experience app at 7 o'clock, refresh it, and as everybody in the chat is fully aware, you know, you got to get up early, you got to hit that refresh, pull a refresh, and you got to do it as fast as you can, because sometimes on busy days with certain attractions, especially like when Star Wars Rise of the Resistance opened at Disney's Hollywood Studios, as you probably recall, way back when, you know, December 4th, I think it was, of that opening year. At any rate, where I'm going with this is that it takes experience to know how to secure that reservation. And if you miss that window of sometimes 3 seconds, for example, like when Tron was brand new, you literally had 3 seconds. And if anybody in the chat has any other difference of opinion or other experience, I'd love to hear about it. But this is my personal experience being here since they've implemented the virtual queue system here at the Walt Disney World Resort. But going back to the guests real quick, I just wanted to mention that I heard nonstop, incessantly, over and over and over again, that they had no clue they had to go in at 7 o'clock or 1 p.m. in the afternoon. For example, if you went to Epcot, you'd have to check in at the main gate or the main entrance, possibly the International Gateway at Epcot. Either way, you had to use, you know, your ticket media to gain access to the touch points once you're in the park, then refresh at 1 o'clock p.m. And the guests, I would hear that 2 times a day, twice, that they had no idea. And those guests were the types of guests that came here probably for their first time. No clue, no experience, no research, no background, nothing. All they did was pay their money, got their kids here in the gate, and the kids just wanted to experience specific attractions. And by the time they even blinked, the entire day is gone, and they were only coming to the Walt Disney World Resort for one day ticket, one guest day ticket. And so they missed out their opportunity. And of course the kids, well, I would always hear them being, I'm not sure the right words I want to use, disappointed. The kids became quite emotional. In not all cases, but most cases, the families with smaller children, they wanted to experience, whatever the attraction was. I want to give you examples of Rise of the Resistance. My personal experience trying to get that attraction, here it was. Okay, you probably remember this. Everybody in the chat probably remembers this. Do you recall how popular Rise of the Resistance was and how early you had to get over to Disney's Hollywood Studios? It was before the sun went up, before they started opening the tolls at the Disney Hollywood Studios toll plaza. In other words, where you drive in. So you were sitting there, or at least I was, sitting at the toll plaza, the cast members open it, and you'd pull into the parking lot, and then you'd try to be the first people over in the Disney's Hollywood Studios at the main gate, mimicking the Pan Pacific Auditorium, of course. And then once you got in the park, come around to 7 o'clock, and the point of this story is there would just be the entire Hollywood Boulevard packed, just shoulder to shoulder with people. And the crowd went absolutely silent when it hit 6:59, and almost every single person in that crowd standing shoulder to shoulder uncomfortably, where there was silence, and I mean silence, not even kids were saying a word. It was just, you could hear a pin drop, and that's not over embellishing it. Oh, we got bubbles! Bubbles everywhere! Thanks for the bubbles! Can you see the bubbles? There's, of course, I keep saying a Little Mermaid bubble wand. That's all I hear in the parks. And then when that moment came, there was literally the 3-second window, and I heard a lot of cheering, applause, and I saw high fives, but then I saw maybe 30% of the crowd all around me just go, oh, we missed it. And so all those people got up early. They got all the way down. So much effort to get their entire family there. Got in the gate. And then all they wanted to do was ride Rise of the Resistance, which they paid, big bucks for. And when they got there, they didn't have the opportunity because they literally missed it. I'm going to make this up, I don't know, but maybe a quarter of a second, maybe 1 second, maybe 2 seconds. So that's what I'm suggesting, the drawbacks of the virtual queue. But the advantages now, let's get on a positive note here. Definite advantages here with Walt Disney World Resort ending the actual virtual queue is you can now come at your leisure. So, for example, if you come to the parks a little later in the afternoon, you may miss the 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. window. Of course, obviously, Disney is aware of that. They generate more revenue by you coming into the parks and spending your money, whether it be on merchandise or food, coming and staying longer in the parks every hour you're here. They have formulas. They know exactly what they're doing. They want to get you in the door as early as possible. Anyways, positive note. So now people that frequent the parks, more like annual pass holders or the locals here at the Walt Disney World Resort, could come to the parks at their leisure in the late afternoon or say early evening hours, and then they could just walk on Tiana's Bayou Adventure at their leisure. And I think that's a better option myself. But if you have a difference of opinion, let me know in the chat. But let me check the chat real quick. I'll flip the camera. We are now entering Fantasyland. So let's check it out. Oh, and over in this direction here is Peter Pan meeting and greeting in front of the Neverland mural. It's a little difficult to get a sight here, but there are people here. But we can always check back later, try to get a better view of Peter Pan. Let's continue walking through Fantasyland. Straight up ahead here. Should I continue saying straight up ahead, or should I just say up ahead? I think up ahead is more appropriate. It's a Small World lightning lane. It's not looking too bad over here. It looks pretty good. In other words, moderate attendance here, very comfortable crowd or attendance levels here at the Magic Kingdom today. Like I was discussing before, great experience coming in, parking in the Magic Kingdom parking lot, and boarding the actual ferry boat over, essentially the entire ferry boat. I was on it by myself, just me and all the cast. And the standby entrance here for It's a Small World, 35 minutes, looking not too bad at all. The other day we were here, it is actually 50 minutes, so almost an hour for Small World. But I said, I gotta check the chat. And Beulah says, is it time for a knee-slapping, toe-tapping Jubilee? It sounds like Beulah wants for me to go to the Country Bear musical Jamboree. But I don't know, we'll see, we might get there, we might double back, you never know. I'm just looking at the battery levels too. But Peter Pan's flight is 45 minutes for standby, just wanted to show you that. And Tiki Man Fan is back. He says, hey Tiki Man Fan, hi John, hello Tiki Man Fan, how are you? He also says, hey kids. But of course these chats are old because I was just talking and talking away as I continue on my diatribes for the video topic today. I was just previously saying looks moderate crowds, but I get over here a little more intense. We got exit traffic coming out of Mickey's PhilharMagic over here. So dumping more people into the pathway, into the midway here. Let me double check my percentages or battery consumption on my cameras. I am looking like I need a fill up on my fuel rod. In other words, a fuel rod replacement. Maybe we should head towards Tomorrowland since I'm kind of in the middle of fuel rods. We could always go to Storybook Circus or Tomorrowland. Let's see what we got here. Closest? Probably Storybook Circus from here. Might as well just go off in this direction. And the other day we did check out the menu here at the Pinocchio Village House restaurant. I encourage you to go back and check out some previous videos of my live streams. But I also want to show you, there are a lot of strollers here in Fantasyland right now. So a fair amount. And as I said before, the wind is blowing and there is overcast in the skies right now. Like I said, we're going to head over to Storybook Circus. I need to get a replacement fuel rod here. And just up ahead, of course, is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. We could deviate our path just slightly before we go over to Storybook Circus, or even take this pathway here. It's always hard to, wait, I just gotta say, it's so neat going down this pathway, this one here. And this one's a little more crowded. But let's just walk down here just to see Seven Dwarfs and see where we end up. Because like I said, I want to get over to get a fuel rod replacement, but Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, let's check out the wait time since we're here. So I gotta navigate around this small gathering here of people. Oh, okay, so 60 minutes, 1 hour, standby entrance. You can see the lightning lane return, a little heavy right now. Oh, excuse me. But look at, here's the standby extended queue. It extends all the way back down in this direction here. I'm actually glad we came over here. I just wanted to see. It's always a good indication, I guess, of how crowded it is. With the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train standby wait time sign. And the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Let's see what we got.
It's a lot of characters.
30 minutes for Pooh. It's also, of course, a place where you can meet Pooh. It's a place for friends to meet Pooh, I believe is the official title. Look at this return. Actually, this is quite lengthy for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Cast member with the sign, hello there. She's not paying attention. That's where it starts, almost over here by Mad Tea Party. But like I said before, here we're headed over to Storybook Circus. You're watching live streaming coverage from the Magic Kingdom here at the Walt Disney World Resort, the most magical place on earth. And over to our right-hand side, of course, you could hear the Tomorrowland Speedway. I talked about it previously, but I think it just it gives me nostalgia for my childhood. The sound of the vehicles. And just up ahead here is actually where we're heading, this large circus tent here. And we've got major wind gusts, but I'm sure everybody in the chat can hear me no problem. And Beulah says, note for the people, the water fountain at... Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat here, Beulah. There's a water fountain he's going to mention. If I was in the chat talking about water fountains, drinking fountains that is, where you get a drink of water, I would say, nothing like Florida swamp when it hits your lips, like the movie Old School with Will Ferrell. And it's so good when it hits your lips. No, not like that. Not like that at all. In fact, quite the opposite. There is a pin trading location here. Well, hello there. Hello. Oh, that's so neat. You got it out here. Oh, that's cool. I'm all excited about pins all of a sudden, but I got to get to a fuel rod because I'm looking at the power consumption levels of my cameras. As I've mentioned before, my cameras are quite hungry. They consume a lot of power. So we're entering the merchandise location here, and it's always a trade-off. Do I go this direction? Do I go there? I don't know. I just kind of wander around and really don't pay attention. But Beulah says also, oh, I think I know what he's talking about now, even though I haven't read the chat. Note, people, please don't use the fountains at Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It's not a drinking fountain. We have chemicals inside the pumps to keep the water clean for drinking. That's what Beulah says. Okay, you may see the camera bounce around in just a moment. I'm actually grabbing the fuel rod out of its little case. There's the spent fuel rod. I'm gonna aim the camera down here to hit swap. Insert your empty fuel rod, of course, insert empty fuel rod with barcode this way, or to the right-hand side. And in just a moment, there will be a satisfying clunk. There it is. We got the new fuel rod that's recharged. And then we can see we got some green LEDs there. If you give me just a moment, I'm going to put it back in its little holder case. And then attach the USB-C cable. Boom. And I think we have success. I got 2 cameras and a phone charging. Beautiful. We can continue on with this live stream. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, remember to ring that notification bell for future Fun to Be Free videos. We're headed back out of Storybook Circus. And over to the left-hand side, there are some guests that are currently pin trading with this nice cast member. There's one wearing a Tigger hat, of course. We could briefly walk by and check it out. And the popcorn stands here looking like there's nobody here. Quite interesting. As we walk by, we could attempt to see a train cycle on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train here. There it is. Just came off the lift. If we pause here for just a moment, you could see the articulation in the trains where it sways left to right. Beautiful. Nothing like watching a roller coaster cycle. The articulation in the trains, zooming around the helixes. But I guess we should go back to Walt Disney World Resort ending the virtual queue system here at Magic Kingdom Park and of course Epcot. I think it's going to be very beneficial for all the guests visiting the resort starting on February 25th. No more of that rigmarole, the jumping through hoops, none of that. You can just walk up and join the standby. You also have the option, like we saw before, to purchase lightning lanes as well. So that's another option. But of course, A lot of people are not made of money. Money doesn't grow on trees. A lot of families are on budgets. So if you're on a budget, you just simply join the standby entrance. I'm actually attempting to get away from the Tomorrowland Speedway, even though I say I enjoy it. It's probably quite loud for everybody in the chat. You know what we should do? We should head into Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe. That's what we should do. We should check out the menu. We haven't done that yet. And I want to see what it looks like inside. Just looking at the time. It is 3:41 in the afternoon. So let's choose. Let me pause here for a moment. Let the guests go by. If you look on the left-hand side, there are no handles on the door. But if you look on the right-hand side, there are handles on the door. Good for guest flow in the park. So we're going to go through, of course, this double set of double doors. And over in this direction is Sunny Eclipse.
Thank you very much. Hey, speaking of planets, Donald Duck and Goofy were in here a few minutes ago looking for Pluto. Man, are they a few million miles off, or what? Did you know that a comet is a star with a tail? Come to think of it.
Okay, like I mentioned before, I wanted to look at the attendance here. So it's looking a little on the lighter side, not too bad. But let's head up to the pickup counter and let's pop up the menu. Give me one moment to grab my bat phone and connect it wirelessly. And of course, I'll be right with you.
Your sun is 109 times a day. It's something that big, just very big. I stayed up all night last night trying to figure it out. And you know what? It finally dawned
All right, I think we're ready to go here at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe, hosted in part by Coca-Cola, Magic Kingdom Park in Tomorrowland. They have lunch and dinner from 10:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Of course, this is a quick service restaurant, and they offer mobile order pickup as well. Let me tap on begin order. Let's mock up a mobile order. Hit now to 4 o'clock. They have a featured offering, like a black garlic truffle and Parmesan fries. French fries topped with black garlic truffle, aioli, and Parmesan. They have featured entrees, excuse me, sir, like the Triple B Burger, an Angus beef patty with bacon, cheddar spread, crispy onions, and Coca-Cola cherry barbecue sauce on a brioche bun, served with French fries. They also offer the grilled chicken sandwich with grilled chicken with bacon, cheddar spread, crispy onions, and Coca-Cola cherry barbecue sauce on a brioche bun, served with French fries as well. In addition, they have various other entrees, like the 3rd pound Angus bacon cheeseburger, spicy fried chicken sandwich, 3rd pound Angus cheeseburger, a Greek salad with chicken, chicken strips, and a Greek salad. Let's just take a quick look at what it looks like. There's the Greek salad. They also have a plant-based option like a patty melt and a few sides, like the fries we saw, the French fries, Cuties mandarins. They also have the kids Disney check meals like the grilled chicken sandwich, turkey sandwich kids pack, and a kids meal with, of course, chicken strips, 2 strips there, macaroni and cheese, and a dessert. We'll make it bigger. Passion fruit mandarin tart, topped with whipped cream and a white chocolate piece. How cosmic. They have specialty beverages like the Lunar Lemonade. I love the names. Also, Coca-Cola products like the assorted beverages as well. That's a good look at the Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. So let's pop back. Let me just give me a moment here to turn off the menu here at this dining establishment. And we'll switch back over to the camera. There we go. We're looking at a view of essentially the wall between Bay 2 and Bay 3. Bay 2 offers, of course, the mobile order pickup. And Bay 3, you could actually walk up to the register, pay in cash, use Apple Pay, your credit card, debit card, gift cards, etc. If you give me just a moment, I'm going to disable the wireless feature on my phone, and I'll be right with you in just a moment here. I'm putting the bat phone back in my pocket, and while we're here, I'm going to approach the drinking fountain, and I'm actually going to take a sip of water while everybody in the chat stares awkwardly at people who are waiting for their food. Okay, slowly back it up here. Let's head out into the heart of Tomorrowland towards Rocket Tower Plaza. Thank you for your patience while I got a drink of water to wet my whistle. As previously discussed, this quick service dining establishment is the largest quick service restaurant here at the Magic Kingdom. So large, in fact, that I believe the number that Progress City USA podcast, you know, the Crawford brothers, Michael Crawford and his brother Jeff, do an excellent job. I encourage you to check out Progress City USA podcast. But they were mentioning how many burgers that the machines spit out an hour. When I say spit out, you know, cook. But I just wanted to mention, we saw this earlier. I just want to come back over here because I just can't get over how large of a location this is, with a total maximum occupancy of 1,162 diners here at Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. Okay, we're going to head out the door back into the gloomy Central Florida overcast weather, which is actually quite surprising to me. I fully expected it to be a very nice day today until, of course, I got here and it went, oh boy, looks like it's going to rain. Checked the weather and yeah, said about 5 o'clock, high probability. But oh, I actually felt the raindrop as we just got out here. It was actually sizable. Let me check the chat here. Oh, Tiki Man fan. We. I'm not sure what Tiki Man fan is indicating by saying we question mark. And here are those chaotic restrooms that if you're ever in this area, I would recommend avoiding them. If you want to use restrooms in Tomorrowland, of course, I would recommend the ones over by Space Mountains, the ones that I'm pointing awkwardly behind the Galactic stage, or you know where the Tomorrowland Terrace is at the entrance to Tomorrowland. In other words, large restrooms, no waits, very comfortable to utilize instead of the most packed, undersized restroom in the entire park, I believe. But of course, a lot of people will say there's other restrooms in Magic Kingdom that are smaller, and yes, you are correct. Like, of course, Columbia Harbor House, but of course, they have the lower level and upper level restrooms. And I'd say, of course, my favorite restroom is the upper level restroom at Columbia Harbor House. One of my personal favorites, simply because nobody ever goes in there. And in the men's restroom, so I'm gonna talk dirty right now. There's 2 urinals, I believe, and 2 toilets, but plenty of capacity, because literally when you're in there, the only other person that I usually see in there is literally one other cast member washing their hands, and that's about it. But we're actually over here by the People Mover with actually I'm gonna say a very light attraction length line. Not bad at all, very comfortable. So even though all the reports of increased attendance, is very comfortable here today. Like I was previously mentioning, I think today is one of those rare moments that it was a pleasure, a sheer delight to actually utilize the Transportation and Ticket Center, or the TTC. another acronym that Disney loves using that has been adopted by many guests. So a lot of guests use TTC now as well. That lingo, the Disney nomenclature. But just up ahead here, of course, is Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin. And there's a quick look at the queue. The red LED sign is posted at 25 minutes right now. Not too bad. There's a small lightning lane return. Not bad at all. It's windy. I'm not complaining about it because it sure seems like every time I ask people in the chat if they could hear, they can. So if anybody's interested, I'm actually using a DJI Mic Mini. I would highly recommend the DJI Mic Mini because every time I, of course, have reviewed the footage when the wind gusts would go, this little Mic Mini does really good. I mean, really good. It has a dead cat, a wind muff, a windscreen, you know, the little fuzzy things that take the wind off. So it does a really good job at preventing the wind gusts. And I was over at Disney's Hollywood Studios earlier this week, and there was actually a wind advisory here in Central Florida. Those wind gusts were actually bending those palm trees on Hollywood Boulevard, and I could hear the audio from this little Mic Mini just fine. So DJI makes some good stuff. But again, we're in Tomorrowland. We're about to head over the bridge back towards the hub. We could go take a look at the gorgeous Cinderella Castle. In fact, I'll just point the camera here in a moment. I was just checking the time on the bat phone. There's Cinderella Castle. Let me check the chat. Beulah says, we'd like to see the Country Bear musical Jamboree. I would too. I hope very much so. And Tiki Man Fan says that Beulah, who's we that put chemicals in the Seven Doors Mine Train fountain? Tiki Man Fan says puts, with the, of course, the asterisk. Lisbeth, oh, we have a new subscriber, possibly chat member to Fun to Be Free. Lisbeth, hello from Sweden with a pink hand. Looks like it's waving high. Well, hello, welcome, international Sweden, Lisbeth. And we have another chat as well. Cutstown Comet with 2 Ks. Windy with rain on the way. That is correct. I believe you're a new subscriber, Cutstown Comet with 2 Ks. The weather is looking a little bit gloomy here at the Walt Disney World Resort. Tiki Man says, good evening at Lisbeth. He also says, already rained in Animal Kingdom. Oh, is Tiki Man? Oh, no. I was going to say, Tiki Man Fan doesn't live here. Tiki Man must have been viewing another live stream from Animal Kingdom. But here's a quick view of the gorgeous Cinderella Castle. And I'd normally say, you know, with the golden spires shimmering and glimmering in the Florida sunshine, but there's none of that right now. Okay. Cutstown Comet. Cello at Tiki Man Fan. So, I'm guessing Cutstown Comet and Tiki Man Fan go way back on other chats. And Beulah says, time for Country Bear musical Jamboree. I'm getting tired. I'm trying to stay awake. Oh, and a time change over in the United Kingdom. But as we just saw, Cinderella Castle, I do hear, oh, the marching band. I was going to say, let's go see the marching band, but they're going back. You can probably see or hear them. They're headed towards the Crystal Palace. I was attempting to make my way back over there. Too bad. Okay. So, now we have a dilemma. Since we're in the hub here, and Beulah says time for Country Bear musical Jamboree, he's getting tired, let's go see what we can do. I'm sure that the bear band is singing right now, so let's go see what we can find. Oh, the Main Street vehicles are out. I'm getting all excited because I don't see these that often. Anybody in the chat know more? But I believe they only bring the vehicles out, of course, scheduled times, but based on the attendance. So if the attendance is too high, if they don't bring them out for safety concerns. And I don't actually have those amounts or attendance figures that when those vehicles come back, like the omnibus here. But anybody in the chat know what... Oh, hello there. Got a nice cast member driving the omnibus, waving at us. There it goes. Hey, look at this. We double up. Main Street Transportation Company. Okay. So as I turn slow, oh, we got Bubbles and Nice Cast. Oh, hello there.
You're doing.
YouTube.
Oh my God, what's your name?
Here, let me I'll show you. Hold one moment. Oh, your friend's too busy.
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube.
Thank you.
So, for YouTube, take care. Bye bye. So I was all excited about Bubbles, nice cast members waving at me, and then of course a small group of, I believe, South American tour group, young ladies came up, and they saw, of course, me with the camera and got excited. I say YouTube, and they probably wanted to see themselves on YouTube, and I showed them the bat phone with my logo. And for all you viewers in the chat, I'll just show you real quick. So that's what they got. I just, pointed it out, and of course they took their phone, snapped a photo, and I'm sure they're looking it up right now because they're so excited. So neat. All right. We're actually headed towards Adventureland here. Let me check the cat. The chat. Tiki Man fan says, ha ha. I just met at Kutztown Comet in another stream in Animal Kingdom with a smiley face. Oh, I see. Okay. And Kutztown Comet says, a rainy day in Disney is better than a sunny day in Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. So Kutztown Comet is from Pennsylvania, and as she's saying that, I am feeling raindrops on my face. So we are headed, or attempting, I should say. We may have the opportunity, because I don't want to say for certain, because we may get over there and you never know what'll happen. We may get distracted. We may, encounter something that we haven't seen before. We may get stopped by guests. We don't know. Here, when you're streaming live, I don't want to make promises. I just want to say, well, we may have the opportunity to get over to see the Bear Band. And Tiki Man fan says, please go easy on all the caps Kutztown. It messes with the text-to-speech programs that some listeners use. Wow, Tiki Man fan is a professional. What he's referring to, of course, I believe is, for example, there are text-to-speech or TTC options in chat. So if you are listening with, say, headphones or hearing impaired, it'll take the actual characters and then translate it to speech, audible, through your headphones. And then Jordan Crosby, I believe Jordan Crosby is a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. Jordan Crosby says, hi, I'm watching from Pittsburgh. All right, Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania. We got two people from Pennsylvania. I can only imagine it's cold and dreary there. It's a little cold and dreary here, but still, like, Walt Disney World Resort, still rainy day, better here than any day. Tiki Man fan also says, it's nice to meet you at Jordan Crosby. Smash that like button. Comment in the chat below.
They'd be funny, right?
Subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell as we approach the magic carpets of Aladdin. There's a bubble cart here that I'm walking past. And Beulah keeps looking for the bare necessities. I got the bare necessities. Of course, it's a natural to put that song as the finale in the Country Bear musical Jamboree. In fact, something lame and dumb, I'm sure everybody thought. The moment they announced the new show, I thought they're obviously going to use the bare necessities because we have a big fan of the Bear Band. Beulah from the UK is saying Country Bear Musical Jamboree has a new lighting update, by the way. Yes, they do. The entire show, as far as I know. It got audio upgrades, lighting upgrades, new everything, essentially. New figure, well, I shouldn't say new figures. They repurposed the figures, including the old hydraulics in the heads, I heard, went to a linear. In other words, they're all magnets or small little magnetic offerings instead of the hydraulic little pistons. So they're precise. And I believe the technology is the exact same they use like on the figure over in Pandora. But here's the Country Bear Musical Jamboree. It's showing 12 minutes until our next show, like I said before. So we'll come back. We'll try to make it back in 12 minutes here. Continuous shows. But before we walk back to the parade route, we can just look at the empty pre-show. Not full of guests yet, but maybe in 12 minutes there's going to be a crowd here. Probably not packed, but some people. And off in the distance, you can hear the Liberty Bell It actually is just leaving the dock right now. You hear the steam whistle, and of course the brass bell, ding-a-ding-ding. Oh, look at this. We got a member of the Country Bear Musical Jamboree meeting and greeting here in the area, here on the parade route. Yeah, Shaker. Exactly. This is cool. By the way, I just want to mention, I love the fact that you guys are putting the characters out in the area.
We got to market the new show.
Oh, I know.
You know,
and
the new album together.
And the costume.
Yeah. You know, he figured, you know, he's in the city now. He needs to be a little snazzy, you know.
Excellent. Good to see you guys. Thanks for stopping. Oh, I get a handshake.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye. So always fun to meet and greet, of course, with the Bear Band members. And Beulah says, I mean, on this month, had a coating update and no hydraulics. Oh, okay. So Beulah is in touch with what's going on, probably on a monthly basis. Anything else you'd like to share about the Bear Band, Beulah? Because I am I'm very interested to hear what you have to say, because I'm a nerd at heart. I'm a geek. Let me try to get a better shot of Shaker. Beulah says, Shaker! Pretty cool. And then over here to our left-hand side, of course, there's the Liberty Bell. Let's capture this moment. Can't get enough of the Liberty Bell, navigating the rivers of America.
Hey, James, push your baby.
You can hear the steam coming out the stacks. Relaxing sound of the paddle wheel, gently chugging along just around the bend on the rivers of America. Beulah also says, well, when I say no hydraulics, I mean the lifts are still hydraulic. Oh, I understand what you're saying. Okay, Beulah, what do you know about the lifts? So since they installed the new show, it appears that the only element in terms of the mechanics of the show that need a little more attention or a little more maintenance are the actual hydraulic lifts. But as I'm talking here, it is starting to rain here at the Magic Kingdom here in Frontierland. Beulah says, and of course Beulah also says, Big L now has a purple lighting, which is a nice touch. I think the show looks great. Very well done. The Walt Disney Imagineers have outdone themselves as always. And there is the Liberty Bell just going out of sight. Off in the distance, Big Thunder Mountain with a large construction crane overhead. Peeking over this shed here, of course, is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. For everybody that has just joined us for this Fun to Be Free live stream at Magic Kingdom Park today, talking about how Walt Disney World just announced they're ending the actual virtual queue system on February 25th. We actually experienced Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'd encourage you to check the beginning of this video out once the live stream ends to view the actual attraction interior. But here's the Country Bear Musical Jamboree. I just wanted to circle back, see what it looks like inside and how much time we have remaining. We have 8 minutes. 8 minutes until our next show. So what I'm actually gonna do now is pull back. I'm actually gonna head to the breezeway that's just up ahead here. And if you look carefully, you can see Cinderella Castle towering over Frontierland buildings. And Beulah says the lifts keep getting stuck due to a loss of pressure. So I'll repeat that. The lifts keep getting stuck due to loss of pressure causing the show to stop. At least it was not a fire after Ernst had a power surge. Okay, good information to know, because it seems to me the lifts struggle as they cycle up and cycle down into a fashion of chugging, like chug, 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 up and chug, 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 down. Okay, loss of pressure. So I did hear, I don't know if the rumors are true, but they were having, I guess, animation pump issues. Is that correct, Beulah? And that's the result of the lifts malfunctioning that you're talking about? Is that exactly the same thing? The animation pumps malfunctioning? I'm actually headed to this breezeway, which contains restrooms. We're actually going to replace our fuel rod again. The Country Bear Musical Jamboree is a little on the lengthy side, and I don't want to lose power on the cameras while we're in the show. And as I just said that, the fourth LED just went dead, missing, gone. So in other words, the fuel rod that I have currently has just been depleted. And we're over here by the fuel rod portable charger station where these nice guests have just purchased, I believe. And what we're attempting to do is put this fuel rod in the machine and swap it. So of course we have to hit swap. Just take the fuel rod, swap here, and in just a moment we'll hear the satisfying sound of the clunk. Okay, new fuel rod. So I'm going to slowly turn the camera around, and you can see we got 4 LED indicators now. The camera may bounce around a bit. Okay, I'm attempting to plug in my USB-C cable. Just give me one moment here.
Hey, Luke, come here.
It is raining here at the Magic Kingdom in Frontierland right now. It's not raining too bad, but the drops are somewhat sizable. And for all you viewers in the chat, the reason for my delay is I am struggling with this current fuel rod. For whatever reason, when I plug it in, it's not charging the cameras or the phone. I don't know if it's my cable system, the USB-C cables, or the fuel rod itself, but I am having no luck getting a charge. We're approaching the Country Bear Musical Jamboree. We're going to check to see the wait time here in a moment. The LED indicators on the fuel rod have disappeared. So again, I don't know if it's my cables or the fuel rod, but we have 4 minutes till the next show. And Beulah says, due to the coding, I guess, the software, the firmware. Tiki Man Fan says, so the charge power of those rods are about about an hour of charging. I haven't been checking, but let me rephrase. Tiki Man Fan, he repeats again. So the charge power of those rods are about an hour of charging. Tiki Man Fan, I don't know exactly. I've been keeping track. They seem to be somewhat consistent. I actually have a USB-C cable that has 3 different cables that go to 2 cameras and 1 phone. They all share. They suck them down pretty fast since it's a lower capacity on the fuel rods, but they're very convenient here at the Walt Disney World Resort. And of course, Beulah says the compressors were fine. Okay, so it's a coding issue, Beulah says, not the actual animation pumps, the compressors. Tiki Man Fan also says gimbals hate rain. As it turns out, I'm actually not on a gimbal. The primary camera that you're looking at right now is a DJI Action 3. As you know, it does have a gimbal, but it's not a gimbal that holds a phone. I have a handle that holds my phone and my 2 cameras as well. Tiki Man Fan also says, and roller coasters, yeah. They also close for lightning. That's what I imagine that he's indicating. When there's lightning comes out, roller coasters are actually closed. So it's starting to rain. We're actually going to go inside, and everybody else has the same idea since we only have 2 minutes until the next show. So we're going to push in here. And Tiki Man Fan says, I see. Don't trust the fuel rod. Go back and get another before the show. Oh boy. Now it's a judgment call. We got rain and we got the show. So I'm continuing to play. But again, I don't know if it's USB-C cable. This cable, of course, is, $7 on Amazon. So you get what you pay for if it's the cable. But Tiki Man Fan says, well, that's impressive. But we're going to have the doors open, and Beulah's in luck. Beulah's probably beside himself right now. He can't wait for the Country Bear Musical Jamboree.
Here in the lobby. See you inside.
Arms and big hair. I know big guy. So I think this is
Okay, I thought the doors were going to open. Maybe there's a delay in the show, not certain. Beulah probably has more information than me, but they are opening right now. It does seem like a slight delay between the actual spiel and the door is actually opening. We're actually going to head back towards the rear or the back of the theater. Tiki Man Fan said the cable worked for the last fuel rod. It sure did, Tiki Man Fan. But I don't know. I'm continuing to look. I hit the little fuel rod button and I get 4 green LEDs. And I keep pulling out the cable. I turn it in a different orientation. Just doesn't seem to be cooperating. But as you could probably imagine, I'm still working out all the technical details on the stream between the cameras and the phone, charging the fuel rods, still trying to see what works out to be the best. A lot of other streamers, as you probably imagine, use iPhones on gimbals. iPhone is very reliable since it's all built in, one internal, very efficient. All there is to plug in is one, essentially, cable. Beulah says the doors delay, it's normal. All right. Beulah is the expert here. Beulah knows what he's talking about. Tiki Man also says, oh, I didn't realize Beulah was there. So I'm just going to choose to sit in the last row here in the theater. Try not to disturb everybody.
Hey, fellas, the show's about to start. I can't wait to see it again.
And for the rest of the day, the songs will be stuck in my head.
Where else would they get stuck? We don't have bodies.
There's a sizable crowd here at the Bear Band simply because the rain started coming down, people started coming in.
So now's the time we remind you there's no eating, drinking, or smoking allowed in the theater. And you can take all the photos and video you'd like. Just please, no flash photography or video lighting. We've already got Rufus on Spotlight.
Do we? Psst, Rufus, wake up! Oh.
Over here.
Sorry.
Okay, everybody. Now we're ready to start. Give us a little intro there, Gomer. Howdy, folks. Welcome to the one and only original Country Bear Musical Jamboree. Featuring a wild and woolly assortment of grizzled old grizzlies singing a little country, a little western, and a whole lot of everything in between. So get those paws tapping and those claws clapping for 5 bears who need no introduction, but I'll give them one anyway. Let's hear it for the 5 Bear Rocks! Hit it, boys!
Jubilee. Plenty of light. No time to even hibernate. After all our years together, I can still barely wait for a country band musical jamboree. Settle in. Bring all your friends. Leave them all to come again. We got some fancy prancing and some very square dancing. Most fun I had since I crawled out of the bin. It's a country band musical jamboree. That sounds pretty good. And now, sweeter than a hive full of honey, it's our very own Trixie and the talented trio, Bunny, Bubbles, and Beulah. Or is it Beulah, Bunny, and Bubbles? Well, any way you count it, they're triple the fun. Okay, boys, now why don't we try something a little different? How about a love song? There you see her, there across the way. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. And you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You want to kiss the girl. Oh, well, Romeo, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Fish? You're making me hungry. Not me, I'm stuffed. Okay, now. Our next performer used to play with the Mineral Kings, but he's here now. A furry firestorm of fiddling Floridian fury. Take it away, Ernest. Yeah, he's on fire today. Yeah, he's really burning through our fiddle budget. Can't believe we have a fiddle budget. No, he's super cute. Sounds really good. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide?
I can open your eyes, take you under that wonder, over, sideways, and under. Honey, magic carpet ride, a whole new world.
scared of heights. And I'm scared of swings. You know, it might surprise you to learn that our next performer is still an eligible bachelor. Is it the clumpy way he walks? Or the grumpy way he talks? Or the pear-shaped, square-shaped weirdness of his feet? Huh? And though we know he washes well, he always ends up sort of smelly. But you'll never meet a fella who's as sensitive as you. Everyone's a bit of a fixer-upper, that's what it's all about. Run the station, raise us up and round us out. Everyone's a bit of a fixer-upper, when push comes to shove. You only fixer-upper thinks you now, fixer-upper is true. Love. Remember me. Oh, I had to say goodbye. Remember me. Just don't let it make you cry. Too sad, I can't go home. Poor guy. Poor curtains. Well, folks, I'd say that's a rendition we'll remember for a long time. Now, how about we do one of my favorites? You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. Yes, Sammy, you've got problems. I got it too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do. We stick together, we can see it. Cause you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
Oh, say, Henry, why don't we invite all our friends out there to join us for the finale?
Great idea, Sammy. Hey, gang, hit it. Look for the bad necessities, the simple bad necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Finding the bad necessities, that's why I play big recipes. Just the bad necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't ponder a heartache home. The bees are buzzing in the trees to make some honey just for me. When you look into the rocks and plants and take plants and ants and baby trials, the bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Okay, well, that's enough. Hey, Henry, get the hook. Forget the hook. Get a bear trap. Fix the car. Remember. Well, folks, this concludes our show. As you can see, we're still barely keeping it together. Now gather up all your bare necessities and exit out the doors on your right. What do you say, Sammy?
I say, y'all come back, yeah?
Since now and then, we're gonna have recipes, we got some bad necessities. We hope that you'll be coming back again. Now, man, please return. Oh, welcome back. It's always happy to see you. You are fine. We hope that you'll be coming back again. You'll drop in and see us now and then. We've had such fun, we're gonna cry. We just can't bear to say goodbye. We hope that you'll be coming back again. Don't forget to gather your belongings. And your kids, too. It's been good to have you. So long, folks.
So long, Buff.
beautiful voice. Actually, I'm a little hoarse.
I think I missed a chat from Beulah. It said if you want to see the trio do a T-pose, which is their neutral position, after the last show, Henry had a leak indicating liver lips. I do believe I have seen the T-pose before, Beulah. I have experienced a downtime, a 101, here at the Country Bear Musical Jamboree, and that's what we figure, especially Henry, here to do during that event. And then, of course, they asked us to leave the show. Tiki Man fan also says, oh, I didn't realize Beulah was there. Beulah says the door is delayed, it's normal. That's where we saw that, okay. And then Beulah also says, my turn to shine. So Beulah knows what he's talking about. He's really in touch with the show. A man of my own heart knows what's going on behind the scenes. And as you can probably see, we're out here in Frontierland on the parade route. It is raining here. I need to head over and get a fuel rod. I'm looking at the, we're at 24% on one of the cameras. And once it gets down into this level, they start going faster than normal. Beulah also says, I thought the projector failed, but it was caused by the camera. Beulah says, as you can see, we are one big happy family. And it's nighttime. It's time for hibernation. Okay, good night, Beulah. Thank you for your info. I look forward to seeing you on our next stream. That's good info. We'll talk more about Bear Band next time you're back. Take care, Beulah. Okay, I'm gonna step off the curb here. I'm heading towards the breezeway here, back to the fuel rod station. I'm actually gonna unplug it. I don't know. I'm hoping that if we exchange this fuel rod, that we get a new one and then we'll get the camera charged. If not, maybe I can rely on one camera. Like I said before, I have two cameras attached to this big monstrosity that I'm holding. It contains one phone, two cameras, one fuel rod holder, a handle, and of course a little tripod mount. In addition, it's the cable that I was speaking of earlier. The cable looks like, you know, tentacles. There's three cables coming out of one USB-C connection. So I could charge three devices, meaning phone and two cameras simultaneously on the fuel rod. But like I said, we're back here at the breezeway, and I'm sure everybody's going, oh yeah, the breezeway with the fuel rod dispensing station again. Jeez, John, you gotta get a better battery pack. And so, yeah, I'm just working out all the technical details and seeing what's the best here. A lot of the other streamers appear, like I said before, to use just an iPhone on a gimbal, carry a backpack with a large power bank supply. But as you can probably imagine, I want to come with the least amount of objects in my hand as possible. What I prefer to do is not wear a fanny pack and not wear a backpack, since, as everybody knows, if you visited the Walt Disney World Resort here during the summer months, it gets very hot and I get overheated. But I'm going to put it back in the machine here. And hopefully, cross your fingers, we're going to get a fuel rod that works. Hopefully it's not this cheap Amazon cable. Okay, we got the fuel rod, and as always, I'm sure it'll work just fine with the green LEDs. We're gonna put it back in its little home and container. I'm attempting to plug in the USB-C cable. Just give me one moment here. I'm pausing because there's a lot of people in the walkway here. And yes, we have success. Okay, so let me check. Camera 1, got it? Camera 2, got it? Let me plug it in the phone. You can enjoy views of the slight rain. It doesn't look like it's raining that much anymore, but give me just a moment to plug in the third cable here. You're gonna see the camera jostle around a bit because I only have two hands, as I always say. Okay, I think we got the third cable in here. And I believe we have charge and juice flowing in all my devices. Yeah, so we're good. We're gonna head back out into Adventureland here. Thank you for your patience as always. Like I said, I'm still working out all the kinks here. This is, brand new rig that I have holding in my hand. I do have another DJI gimbal, a gimbal that'll just hold a iPhone. And if anybody's curious, I carry two separate iPhone 16 Pro Maxes. So I purchase those particular items because of the battery life. And I have, of course, one of the iPhones on Verizon and the other one on AT&T. And there's something, I might say a new phrase to a lot of people, something called channel bonding. Channel bonding is where you take multiple carrier signals, in other words, the data from more than one carrier, and combine them together. So when I have access to the Walt Disney World Wi-Fi here, the Wi-Fi, W-I-F-I, Wi-Fi, I could channel bond 3 different sources of data, meaning Disney Wi-Fi, Verizon, and AT&T cellular data, all channel bonded, sending you an exclusive fun to be free stream coming from the Walt Disney World Resort. Okay, we're approaching the hub. We can go take a look to see what it looks like here. Yeah, I expect it to be pretty light because, as you know, when it starts raining, no matter if it's sprinkles or heavy rain, people panic. The rain gear comes out, the ponchos, as you can probably see. There's a large number of people wearing their ponchos. Comment in the chat if you wear a poncho or you just are like me. No poncho, shorts, t-shirt. You want to have the least amount of objects in your pocket. I think keys and chapstick is too much for me. But comment down below what you do. Do you bring a backpack? Do you bring water? Do you bring a bunch of snacks with you? Oh, hello there. Oh, I'm sorry?
Is that from your phone?
Yes, sir. For everybody in the chat, there is a gentleman here and curious what I'm holding on my giant rig. So enjoy the views of Cinderella Castle while I talk to him. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is, this is a phone, so an iPhone, right? Yeah. And then I have a handle. This is a fuel rod or a charger, battery charger. And then is it okay to swing it towards you? So live on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
I'm John with Fun to Be Free, and this is... And we're doing wireless streaming to YouTube.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay.
So,
I like your setup.
Oh, thank you.
So it's a stabilizer as well?
Yes, sir. What you're seeing here is a DJI Pocket 3. It has a little gimbal head that stabilizes it.
All right. So listen, I've seen the Pocket 3.
Yeah.
All right, so did you buy the camera separate?
Yeah, everything's separate.
Yeah, because I seen the handheld stabilizer, but I couldn't get so it's the Action 4 you got, okay?
Yeah, so they have the Action 5,
Yeah.
but in my opinion, the Action 5 doesn't have mature firmware for live streaming.
Okay.
But it's an excellent device otherwise. But for my purposes, Action 4, because it has mature firmware, and it usually takes DJI maybe 8 months, a year to
mature.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
So I'm John with Fun to Be Free,
Okay.
and you're more than welcome to take a photograph.
For sure.
John, Fun to Be Free.
And I go
so
live.
What is your stream based upon? Like what is
Walt
about?
Disney World Resort. I'm live daily.
Oh, nice.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
So you're from Florida?
No, sir. I'm actually from Southern California, Disneyland area.
So
And then so I moved here. Are you locals here?
No,
we're not.
Oh, I see.
I'm from Mississippi. She's from
Oh, okay.
I'm from New York.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome. Enjoy your time here. Thank you for stopping me. I love the guest interactions.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to all my chat viewers live on YouTube?
Hey man, you go to Disney because Disney is the best place and it makes you the happiest you can be.
Right.
Yes,
we're
sir.
Here for anniversary. We're not kids, but we're reliving our kids' dreams.
Yes, sir. Very nice to meet
Bye.
you. Take care. Thank you for stopping me. Nice meeting you. So like I was saying before, guest interactions, there's something special, something else. Mickey 28. Beautiful Cinderella Castle here on a rainy day at the Magic Kingdom. As we look south here, down towards the Walt and Mickey partner statue, down towards Main Street, USA, and Town Square, you could actually see it's still gloomy. We had a spout of rain, but it seems like it stopped for the moment. Still overcast. Life is returning to normal. It almost seems like a lot of the guests are removing their ponchos. Like these people over here, starting to realize it's not raining much anymore. No need for them. And out-of-town guests enjoying the ambience here at Magic Kingdom Park. Very comfortable attendance right now as we look down Main Street, USA. Very easy to navigate up and down.
Going back to the...
Yeah.
I'm actually pulling my bat phone out of my pocket. I haven't been speaking on camera for a moment because I was immersed in looking up something for you. The other day, what I was mentioning is as I was walking towards the Disney... I'm looking back at my phone here. Turning on the wireless feature to bring this on screen here in a moment. Just give me a second here. So what I'm attempting to do is put the Disney Adventure Friends Cavalcade lyrics on the screen. As I was previously just mentioning here, I've heard there's some confusion among guests talking about what the actual lyrics are. I was attempting to locate the lyrics on Disney Parks blog because a lot of people say different things, what they actually say. But let's go to the article and figure out the lyrics. Give me just a moment here. Okay, so what we're looking here is the Plan Disney website. This was captured on February 15, 2014. Ron from Utah asked, does anyone know the lyrics to the Adventure Friends Cavalcade in Magic Kingdom? My children like to sing along with the parade as it goes by. Thanks for any help. And it says, well, hi there, Ron, and welcome to Plan Disney. I hope you're getting very excited for your visit coming up very soon, but I must admit, I didn't realize how daunting of a challenge it was ahead of me when I accepted this quest. However, as a former entertainment cast member, I knew it was my duty to make sure that I saw it through the end, especially with a song as special as the one heard throughout the Disney Adventure Friends Cavalcade. This week, I ventured out to the Magic Kingdom Park, and over the course of several visits, speaking with a multitude of cast members from guest relations to parade audience control, PAC, another acronym, and entertainment, they all shared that they too have also tried their best to learn these lyrics as they listen to them every day. The following is the result of a collaborative effort between myself and the incredible cast members and perhaps a few character friends and princesses alike who were eager to assist with my quest and helped put together what just may be the closest we've come to the most complete version of these lyrics here on the internet. So here we go. I'm just going to make one further observation. It's just my opinion that even the cast is having a hard time with the lyrics. So here we go. I'm not going to sing it, but let's read it out. Let's go. Get to moving now. Come join the celebration. Yay. Let's have a great adventure now. Through every land and nation. Yay. Dream big. It's all right there for you. Blast off. Let's see what we can see. Can't wait. Explore the old and new. Adventure waits for you and me. Come enjoy this kick and cavalcade. Have some fun. All right. And if it's just imagination, we'll see the world tonight. And then the part that I always say sounds like Donald to me. Sounds like it's actually vamos, vamos. Let's take this trip together. We'll remember it together. Yay, vamos, vamos. Take a carpet ride to Agrabah. See lots of families do it all. Vamos, vamos. From Andy's backyard where we played a singing in a French cafe. Vamos, vamos. There is adventure everywhere. Let's cross all the 7 seas and see the 7 wonders. Yay. We'll fly across the galaxies and journey way down under. Yay. Come and join the kick and cavalcade. Have some fun, all right. And if it's just imagination, we'll see the world tonight. Everybody now. Vamos, vamos. Discover magic in a snap. Let your heart be your map. Vamos, vamos. It's a playground far and wide. See the Scottish countryside. Vamos, vamos. To China's snowy mountain peaks and Mexico's cobbled streets. Vamos, vamos. There's adventure everywhere. So, there it is. I'm going to take it off screen and back to beautiful Main Street, USA. We're looking, of course, at the street level here where it's all wet since it just rained. And they're about to do the flag retreat. But I'm actually going to turn around before I continue talking. I'll take my phone off the wireless feature to send it over to the phone. Give me just a moment. And then, of course, I'll be right with you. So I hope that cleared up some confusion for all of our chat viewers. Because, again, like I said, there's a lot of guests that I hear. They're trying to sing the lyrics. They're confused by it. They don't know what it says. And I had a difficult time finding it. That's why I paused earlier. But we're walking north, up Main Street, USA, towards Cinderella Castle. Again. If I remember correctly, the Disney Friends Adventure Cavalcade starts at 5:10 Eastern from, of course, the parade gate over by Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And we, of course, have Ariel, the Little Mermaid, posing out here in front of a Disney photo pass photographer. I'm going around the far side since there was a small group of people approaching me. So very light attendance out here since it's rained. I just don't know where people go. Anybody in the chat know where everybody goes to? Obviously they go to, merchandise locations, anything with a shelter, anything with shade control, just out of the weather. But it's almost like people just vanish, disappear. Do they go out the exit as soon as it starts raining? Because the attendance always seems to drop drastically when people start panicking, putting on their ponchos and scatter like, you know, ants. Just, pow, gone. You're watching live streaming coverage from the Magic Kingdom, the most magical place on earth. And like I always say, just up ahead is the Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse partner statue. Oh, and the light. Okay, look through Cinderella Castle, where the pedestrians walk, or you could walk through the little tunnel there, where there's the tile mural for Cinderella. Look at the incandescent little lights on the Prince Charming Royal Carousel. I believe that's the name. Regal Carousel, I think. In other words, since the sun's not blaring right now and the overcast skies. Oh, hello there. South America?
Yes.
Oh, Argentina? Oh, I got it right. Yay. Hello there. Oh, yeah. As I was saying, oh yeah, YouTube. You want to see YouTube? Okay.
I can
Yeah. Here.
I know.
Here.
The phone free. Hello, YouTube.
Hello. So she was looking at the bat phone. I have the Fun to Be Free logo on. She said, hello, YouTube. But as I was saying before, there's a tunnel and there's the carousel. And since the sun's not out, you could actually see the lights on the carousel illuminate through the tunnel. Special little moment. And I'm actually gonna head west towards Frontierland here in just a moment. But first we of course have to go to Liberty Square. In just a moment, we're going to be entering the gates into Liberty Square. The other day I had a chat member ask what's my favorite spot on Main Street, and I showed him, of course, the 50th over by the Main Street Cinema. There are some posters in regards to some nostalgia or opening day attractions here at the Magic Kingdom, and I'm pointing down now because there was a picture of a swan boat. I just wanted to point out this canal actually had boats below. It looked more like a shape of, say, a swan, and so it was essentially, think of the Jungle Cruise in front of the castle. Swan boats. The load area, the load platform is over on the east side of the park near Tomorrowland, but it's no longer there, sadly. They revitalized the area out in front of the castle here in the hub. They expanded it for, of course, fireworks viewing. Here's a quick shot of the moat where the swan boats went as well. And if we actually went into Adventureland, they would have circled around the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, literally circle around it and then return. But here we are in Liberty Square, over to the right hand side, Sleepy Hollow Refreshments. One time I'll have to check out the menu, but I always get sidetracked with the menus because I smell it and I get hungry. But of course up ahead is the Hall of Presidents, which is currently in rehab, but it will return. Apparently Disney has announced. If you look over the Liberty Bell, there's a large construction crane that we saw earlier. That's of course for the big Thunder Mountain track replacement project going on right now. We're actually walking on the parade route, and if we pan the camera down below, Oh, hello again. Same girls from Argentina saying hi behind us on camera. But if we look down, of course, Poop River. And overhead here, themed to a birdhouse, of course, is a parade speaker. And that encasement behind it, I could hear the audio coming out from it. Clearly a speaker. Expanded metal, perforated. My assumption is aluminum or stainless steel in material, painted. In other words, little holes that are porous so the audio could emit from it. Still a lot of people on the route, and I'm just weaving and dodging, but still manageable and comfortable to navigate up the parade route. One thing that we've never checked out yet, because I'm not, I don't have too much pin trading experience, but we'll get there in a moment. I just want to show you. There's actually a large puddle here. So we're going to walk around the large puddle. I don't want my socks wet for the rest of the day. And let me check the chat here. Nader, I believe Nader is new to the channel. Thank you for subscribing, Nader. Howdy, folks. Just like Country Bear Musical Jamboree. Nader also says, looks a bit soggy today, but a soggy day in the Magic Kingdom is better than a dry day at work. Oh, you are correct, Nader. Oh man, yes. I'm having the time of my life here at the Magic Kingdom while you work yourself away indoors somewhere. Anyways, at any rate, we are in a pin trading location. Hello there. Sorry to be awkward and put you on the spot. If we look along this back wall here, there's various pins available for purchase. Let me just randomly pick this location here. Oh, it's Star Wars. I had no idea. I don't come in this shop, but maybe we should frequent this shop more. In order to see what they actually have available. I didn't know they actually sold Star Wars pins here at the Magic Kingdom. Anybody else didn't know that? I had no idea. Okay, so we're gonna turn slowly here. They also offer some magic bands to purchase. And these items here as well. We're going to continue walking down towards the register wraps. Multiple cast members helping some guests down here. This shop, as you can probably see, is just long and narrow. So it's kind of hard to capture some of these merchandise items here. They also offer phone cases as well. And of course, what merchandise location doesn't have bubble wands? As I always share, everywhere I'm here at the Walt Disney World Resort, I always hear, it seems like, the Ariel Little Mermaid bubble wand. Do everywhere. I'm sure everybody in the chat experiences the same thing as me as well. And we're back here at the Country Bear Musical Jamboree. As I turn the camera, didn't want to turn it too fast, make everybody seasick. But we did see it here just a few moments ago as it did start to rain here at the Magic Kingdom. But as you can probably see, the ponchos are coming off and it's no longer raining. Quick mention, earlier in the video, we did experience Tiana's Bayou adventure. I secured a virtual queue reservation today at 7 a.m. I actually was patting myself on the back because I got boarding group 18. When I did it, I'm like, oh boy, I must be pretty good at this because I got 18. That was the lowest number I've ever received. So I get better and better all the time, I guess. But I didn't go live till 2 o'clock, and they called my reservation prior to 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And then the attraction did malfunction. They were having technical issues. It broke down. And then what I recommend, of course, if you do want to experience what Tiana's looks like using the virtual queue, because that's going to be a thing of the past. It's going, away, bye-bye. Starting February 25th, I believe there is no longer going to be a virtual queue utilized here at the Walt Disney World Resort. But of course, don't get it confused with the Disneyland Resort. They are different. One thing I also want to mention is the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is also going away too. Disney announced just yesterday as well, along with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. If you look carefully, you can actually see the logs coming down the big drop. There's one right there. Booyah. And if we go over here, let's head towards this fence, which you can't probably see past, but there's the log we just saw come down the drop into the run out. And of course, they're wearing their ponchos. Like I was mentioning before, I am not a poncho guy. I like carrying essentially nothing with me. All I have in my pockets is essentially my car keys and chapstick. That's it. Or I also should say, I do have my bat phone. In fact, I'm gonna grab my chapstick right now. Put it on my luscious lips. Oh, I should have flipped the camera so you could see me. It looked like a commercial. Oh, there's the Walt Disney World Railroad passing the parade right now with the steam whistle. Cast member eagerly waving just ahead. All these cast members here, I believe, are for guest control for, of course, the Disney Friends Adventure Cavalcade, which I'm not certain if they will have, but my assumption is they will still do it, but probably most likely modify choreography. But we'll see. I'm not quite certain. We're gonna look over here at Tiana's Bayou Adventure real quick. Oh, one thing, we should go back to Caribbean Plaza. I want to check out some paving updates. For everybody that's new to the chat, like Nader, I am a nerd for concrete paving, construction, various other items that include Walt Disney Imagineering that put their details and all their touches on this place that makes it very special for a guy like myself to visit. And there is a log coming down the big drop. And a log coming up a lift. We can follow this log in the turnout as it approaches the B lift, where they're gonna get to experience, of course, Tiana up on the B lift. Another log coming down the drop. Michael Juniper, I believe, is a new subscriber to the channel. He says, great to watch here in the UK. Cheers. Well, welcome, Michael Juniper. Welcome from the United Kingdom. We've had quite a few international viewers today. I'm actually going to head towards Caribbean Plaza right now. I wanted to check out some construction update, one of my personal favorites. I really like looking at the different construction changes. But of course, as everybody in the chat probably is aware, you can't see all the construction. It's usually hidden behind construction walls, of course, for guest safety. But sometimes you could see the updates on a daily basis as, you know, the contractors work away here at night, and there's changes when you come back the next day. So we're walking down from the parade route. We're actually in Frontierland right now. And over in this direction is the Golden Oak Outpost. It looks quite popular right now. Of course, they have Tiana's famous beignets for purchase at this location. And as I could probably imagine, and everybody in the chat probably says so, you know, not too many tables taken down because they are still wet, but custodial cast members will probably come and wipe them down eventually. We're approaching the Caribbean Plaza. If you look carefully overhead, there is the sign that's, covered for the land. Not quite certain what their intention is, what they're doing, if they're updating it, removing it. I don't know. We should probably check the news. Blog Mickey actually had an insightful article. We should check that. But as I always say, I get sidetracked. Came over here for construction. So there is construction going on both sides of the pathway. Over here to the left-hand side is actually green hedges. On the other side of that, last time we checked, there was exposed dirt here at the Magic Kingdom. And I could try to poke the camera through one of the holes and see what it looks like in there. So I see dirt on the ground. And not much progress from our last visit. But we could attempt to swing around the other side of the green hedges. And I'll show you, last time we were here, all this area with all these tables here, there's new paving. They're mimicking the older, when I say older, not original, but updated paving here at the Tortuga Tavern. As I pan up, here's the Tortuga Tavern sign, just so you can get your bearings where we are. But if we look down, making everybody seasick. So here's what the paving, look like. That's been here for several years, as far as I know. But over in this direction, underneath the patio tables and chairs, is all new paving. In fact, since the last time we were here, it looks like they have sealed the paving, sealed the concrete. And of course, this is stamped concrete. It looks like they're using, of course, the stamp to make the faux brick and then the faux stone. The stone, of course, grayish in color and the brick reddish in color as well. I hope it comes across on camera. But we're gonna head towards the actual hedge, the green hedge here. There's quite a large gap or opening in it, and we could see, oh, they're pouring forms maybe. They're setting up. I'm bringing the camera over to the other side of the hedge. It looks like all the 2x4 lumber, they're setting up the concrete form. So we just saw all the red bricks. So in my opinion, in between the narrow openings, those are gonna be the red bricks, and the large swaths of dirt are gonna be the stone that we just saw here. So I'm gonna pull the camera back. How exciting for everybody in the chat to see construction. But let's go to the opposite side, over towards the Pirates of the Caribbean exit, where we could actually view more construction walls that has less exciting stuff, but maybe we can see ceiling joists like we saw before. I'm sure it'll be in the same state of construction. But as far as I know, this is the existing location of the Pirates League, where you could get all dolled up, or I should say, you could dress like a pirate. But oh, we do have updates. So if we look overhead here, you can see that the steel beams, when I say beams, studs, these steel galvanized studs have been added since our last visit here. Just look to the top of the brown construction wall and directly below the actual ceiling. We got some updates there. But these doors here, I believe they'll use for the Pirates theme bar, upcoming that's under construction right now. And we're attempting to reverse our direction. I'm holding the camera awkwardly and turning slowly back into the plaza. And I believe I heard a signal from one of my cameras indicating low battery. I do have it plugged in, so I'm hoping we don't lose it. Just for anybody wondering, one of my cameras is down to 10% at the moment, so I'm going to plug it in. Hopefully you don't see my big hand pass in front of the camera view, but I will plug it in since I heard that chime. And so success. Oh, it's down to 10% now. Okay, I plugged it in. Hopefully I don't lose a camera. Anybody in the chat that's also interested in construction, like myself, jump in, don't be shy. And we're headed back towards the parade route. I'm looking at the time right now. It appears to be 5:05 Eastern time. And like I said before, I do believe that the Disney Adventure Friends Cavalcade starts at 5:10 Eastern time here up by Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Like I previously mentioned, we experienced the attraction today by utilizing the virtual queue. And the virtual queue announced, or I should say Disney announced, that it will be glowing away. I'm using that term because remember Electrical Parade numerous times at the Walt Disney World Resort and Disneyland Resort in California. They announced Main Street Electrical Parade glowing away. Glowing, glowing away. But of course then it returned. It of course returned at the Walt Disney World Resort and Disneyland. The exact same parade units, exact same floats. But I'm sure everybody in the chat is well aware of that. You can see the various cast members here. They seem, I don't want to say bored, but usually there's so many guests in this area that they are preoccupied making magical memories and experiences. It's almost like they don't know what to do with themselves without large crowds here. But they are gathering, or I should say getting into positions, because I expect Disney Adventure Cavalcade announcement to be coming shortly. We have about 3 minutes until it starts. And I just wanted to point over this direction. There is another parade speaker there themed to what appears to be a birdhouse. I can hear parade audio coming out from the opposite side of the building. There is a speaker somewhere here, up here on the upper level of Pecos Bill. I'm not certain where it is, but I hear it. Unless it's actually echoing, but I believe there's a speaker somewhere up here. And then, of course, like I said, this whole complex of buildings is the Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe. We need to get in there to see the menu. I don't know if we'll do that today. I've been meaning to. But I should really check the chat and pay attention to what's going on here. And Kenneth, I believe Kenneth is a new subscriber to Fun to Be Free. He says Walt Disney World Resort encompasses around 27,000 acres, including Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom theme parks. You are correct. Absolutely correct. It is a large swath of land that they always advertise. Double the size of Manhattan and the size of the city of San Francisco. Welcome to the channel, Kenneth. Where are you from? I'm trying to navigate the crowd, of course, as we walk down the parade route. I'm not quite certain where we should view the Disney Adventure Friends cavalcade, but probably somewhere in this area. And then, of course, we could take a shortcut through the breezeway into Adventureland and back to the hub. For all you new subscribers, I prefer to watch all of my parades in front of Cinderella Castle. I have spots, but I'm sure everybody else has their spots as well. Comment down below if you have an actual spot that you prefer, and maybe we could go to that spot to see what it looks like. So I don't want to go too much further, but maybe we could go stand up on one of these elevated platforms that used to be, you know, landscape, a planter. It looks like a stage now. We could try that. We haven't done that. That'll be something new and fun. Get an increased elevation to check out the Disney Adventure Friends cavalcade. I see this family gathered on what appears to be a stage kids are playing on. Let's get up on that. Oh, Kenneth, he says, thanks, from Denmark. Another international viewer. Denmark. Okay, Kenneth, what's the weather like in Denmark right now? You could clearly see what it looks like here in beautiful Central Florida. Okay, I hope I didn't get up on this platform too quickly. But here we are. I was going to talk about the Bear Band, but I hear the Liberty Bell. I'm not quite certain where it is, but it's coming into dock. It's probably just on the other side of Tom Sawyer Island with all these trees and Harper's Mill, maybe over by Polly's. Not quite certain, off in that direction. But we're getting a parade announcement, so I'll pipe down. Rainy Day Cavalcade is what we're getting today. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to step off the large platform stage here. We're gonna follow the omnibus down the parade route. Oh, and Kenneth is back. He says it's evening, 11:13 dark and cold, 39.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you for sharing, Kenneth. Oh, Love Pugs is back again today. I love Pugs. Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Certainly a happy Wednesday here at the Walt Disney World Resort, even though it's a little dreary today at the Magic Kingdom. Still enjoying the rainy day cavalcade, a replacement for a Disney Adventure Friends cavalcade, due to weather, of course. We're attempting to make our way into the breezeway to catch up with the rainy day cavalcade by taking a shortcut through Adventureland. My favorite part right here, just like the great movie ride, Singing in the Rain. So dark up above. Here we are in the breezeway. Restrooms over to the left-hand side. And we're headed into Adventureland. Directly ahead, of course, Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. But who doesn't know that? There's actually a bubble wand. Outdoor vending location where you can purchase a bubble wand. And we're gonna turn to our left-hand side with a slightly accelerated walking pace, trying to catch the rainy day cavalcade as they head out into the hub in front of the gorgeous Cinderella Castle. Up ahead, of course, is the pinch point, as I call it, the absolute worst spot to navigate through when the Magic Kingdom is crowded. Comment in the chat below if you know of any other spot that kind of gives you the, it irks you. It kind of gives you the willies walking through because it gets so packed when there's too many people in such a confined spot. We're passing Buona Bob's here over to our right-hand side as I frantically try to get back to the hub. In a moment, we're going to pass under the Adventureland marquee. And I wouldn't say it's exactly raining, but I am feeling drops. They're not large in scale or size, but I feel drops, small in stature. And you can see a small congregation of people all adorned with their ponchos as they are attempting to view the rainy day cavalcade. We're headed there now. Okay, we're in luck. They're just coming out of Liberty Square. We're coming down to the hub right now. All right, we're back in Town Square. That was a good change of pace to see the Rainy Day Cavalcade. However, I was hoping for, of course, Disney Adventure Friends Cavalcade. Very similar parades, same costumes, characters, just on different modes of transportation and modified choreography, of course. At this moment, what I'm attempting to do is actually head over to Curtain Call Collectibles. I'm checking my fuel rod. It's running out of juice. I have to power these cameras. These cameras are, I'm checking, are quite low in their power level. They start getting a little flaky, a little uncontrollable, and then they'll just shut down. So that's why I'm walking frantically over to Curtain Call Collectibles to get a replacement fuel rod. And as I do that, I'm unplugging. Oh, we got a chime from one of the cameras as I was just saying that. Oh boy, we're at an accelerated pace. I'd like to continue broadcasting live here from the Magic Kingdom, but we got to keep these cameras powered in order to do that. So I keep walking faster and faster. There's a set of steps here. We're gonna go up straight ahead is Curtain Call Collectibles, and we're gonna make a left immediately as soon as we get through this doorway here. There is the fuel rod power station just around the corner here. There it is, the portable chargers. Okay, so here we are again. We gotta go to the screen, hit swap, stick this sucker in the machine. Hear the satisfying sound of this unit, clunk clunk. We have success. Let me double check the levels. So yes, we do have 4 green LEDs indicating fully charged. I'm attempting to put it in its little home, its little holder. Popping in the cable. Give me just one moment.
And then also.
Okay, we have success. The cameras now are being charged. We could attempt. Oh, hello there. we could attempt to continue live streaming. It looks a little dreary outside. We'll go back out there, down to Town Square. There's a set of steps that we're going to go down here in just a moment. It is starting to increase, however, they are still small raindrops, but it looks like we do have some weather coming. Step off the curb. That curb in that area, here, I'll turn around and show you slowly. Because, you know, you get a lot of rain here. Look at how tall the curb is in this area. Every time I'm in this area, it's always, you could feel it, how much taller the curb is, especially right in this area. And as it heads down around the corner, it actually seems to go down in elevation. Especially across the street, you could see they removed the actual curb for guest flow. I love saying the word guest flow, by the way. But you can see the curb, it's taller in elevation where the storm drain is, and as it comes up here, the elevation comes over to essentially flat level. Accessible right here, no tripping going on. Over in this direction, of course, is the Roy O. Disney and Minnie bronze statue where the guests are taking their photo. Usually we could see Disney PhotoPass photographers out here, but I believe at this moment with the weather, and especially the Disney Adventure Friends Cavalcade being modified with choreography due to weather, that they actually modified the Disney PhotoPass photographers as well. They were still out here, it's just there's not as many of them. And I'm not certain if it's the actual weather or it has to do with the attendance levels. The attendance level has dropped significantly since it has started raining here at the Magic Kingdom.
Can I just get one picture?
We're heading north now towards Cinderella Castle. Gorgeous Cinderella Castle. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Seems like the majority of the people, or at least obviously on Main Street USA here, as I bob and weave, are attempting to exit the park due to the somewhat rainy nature. Like I said, it's not raining that bad, but it's sprinkling. So it's starting to get a little heavier. But I just wanted to get up to the hub here because it's so gorgeous. Can you see all the incandescent lights near Cinderella Castle? Usually, you know, this time of day or night, the sun would be slightly going down, but still there would be so much sunlight, you could not see these lights being illuminated. But with the gloomy weather, look at their gorgeous, warm, gentle glow, just glistening against the castle. Of course, the castle wall. The drops are getting bigger here. It may not come across on camera, but they keep hitting me in the eyes. And I think that's why the people are continuing to pour out the exit as we see. The attendance continues to decrease here at the Magic Kingdom. I'm not quite certain if they'll allow us to go up the ramp or walkway into Fantasyland right now. I want to take a closer look at all the lights because they are gorgeous in the gloomy weather. It's a sight to behold that you don't get to see too often here at the Magic Kingdom unless it's around twilight, even on a sunny day. And again, we're approaching the Walt and Mickey partner statue. Kids love taking their photos here. Oh, and we have a new subscriber, Jay Corman. Disney is becoming a luxury park versus being a park for families. Well, Jay Corman, I think I have to agree with you. We should do a whole video on that topic alone. I don't want to go too long into it, but let's just say for right now, Jay Corman, yeah, it's a luxury item, I'd say. It's starting to get a little expensive. You've probably seen one of my videos is how much does it cost to come to the Walt Disney World Resort with the family and stay in the various Walt Disney World Resort hotels, including, of course, the value, moderate, and deluxe hotels. It gets pretty expensive. So I concur, Jay Corman, but we may have to do a whole nother video on how it's becoming a luxury park versus being a park for families. But we're in luck. We could actually walk up the ramp up into the gorgeous Cinderella Castle. And I'm gonna pause here so you could actually see the lights I'm talking about. Look at that. Just glowing.
I'll look a bit later.
With its warm hue. And as I pan up, about mid-level, mid-course, you can see one of the actual windows in the castle all lit up. And I don't know this for a fact, but I'm hoping somebody else does in the chat knows this. But are these lit up all the time, 24 hours a day? My assumption would be yes. It's just you can't see them. They're impossible to see in the Florida sun during the day at time. And I think the only reason why we're seeing them now is because these are always on 24 hours a day. It's just you can't see them. So I just want to point that out. But there's also another window at the very tippy top. You could just see it on, just glowing up there. And the clock is illuminated as well. A little dimmer, but nonetheless pretty. And we got two dueling strollers. We're getting all that bobbing noise over the stones, the faux concrete, stamped concrete down below. We're gonna continue walking up the ramp here. Maybe we could actually check out the tile mural. Usually there's a lot of wind that goes through here, just like, you know, underneath Spaceship Earth. So I don't spend too much time lollygagging in this hallway, this pathway, because the wind is intense blowing through here. But we'll see what it's like right now. Go around here, head in. Jake Corman also says, when Disney World first opened, it cost $3.50 for admission. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm relying on that. So Jake Corman, yes, it sounds like it was reasonable in the early 70s, like on October 1st, 1971, versus today. But we are now in this beautiful corridor, this pathway. Look at how gorgeous it is with the dreary day outside and the warm glow of the lights just reflecting off the golden tiles. Beautiful. You can hear the background audio as well. We'll continue with our little tour here, like the ghost host says. And I'll start panning. Behind me is just kind of a plain wall. I wouldn't say plain, it's decorated, it's themed, but it's nowhere near as gorgeous as this tile mural, indicating, of course, the story of Cinderella with the glass slipper. And here's one of the entrances for Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique, where you could have your child look like a princess, all dolled up. I'm gonna look overhead here before we continue on. Let's come back into Fantasyland. And look. See the carousel cycling? Of course, going counterclockwise with all those neat incandescent bulbs that you could see that are all illuminated here. And as I come back into the rain is starting to increase here. So I'm debating whether to push into Fantasyland further or reverse my direction. I think I should turn around because it's starting to get pretty good here. I'm actually looking for a place for shelter. I'm checking the levels in my camera. Jay Corman also says, one thing I think is going to hurt them in the long run is them closing rides that were the staple of the park and then also changing rides that were great. Well, I'd have to concur, Jay Corman, and a good example, one of my personal favorites, of course, is the Great Movie Ride. There's numerous other examples we could come up with, but that's just on my mind because we were at Disney's Hollywood Studios yesterday talking about Great Movie Ride. And I'm gonna turn around so you can get a view of Cinderella Castle. The pathway we just came through. Well, here we are, just in front of Cinderella Castle, and as you could tell, it is starting to rain. So at this time, I think we're going to end the live stream, and hopefully we'll get out tomorrow and get another live stream for you. But thank you to all of my new subscribers today, of course, in the chat. It was fun talking to you. And just a quick recap, I want to mention, of course, we did this video today because Disney, or the Walt Disney World Resort, announced that they're ending the virtual queue here at Magic Kingdom Park, and of course Epcot, at Epcot Guardians, and here Tiana. And so earlier in the video we got a chance to check out On Ride Tiana. If you didn't see it, you could always go back, start the video over again. We talk about it, check out the news, and of course I think it's a good thing. I think it's a really good thing that they're ending the virtual queue here. But at this point the rain's starting to come down, so I'm panicking. I'm gonna go for shelter. Thank you for watching. I enjoyed bringing you this live stream from Magic Kingdom Park, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, take care.